I haven't done that for a few days. Fair, you know what? Here we go. We got this is the end of June. We got how many weeks left before we start getting into serious football? So, fam, that's why I'm running mostly positives between now and then. Because, we're going to fight all day about what we don't like anyways. I'm trying to run it the other way. You can still come in and bring the nastiness about the 49ers all you want to. I'm just saying. That's my prerogative. We'll listen. Because here's my question today. Who's the offensive alpha dog? Used to be that question was kind of easy to answer. It used to be. George Kittle quoted saying 49ers have too many mouths to feed. It's a good problem. It's a good problem. George. Oh, you're so absolutely right. You know how I always like to refer back to those days when I was arguing and shouting and yelling at my monitor, my team, whatever I was watching in sports dailies, right? 49ers just don't have any talent. Yes, we do. We didn't. We do. Boy, we can say that about a lot of teams now, but not this one. Last season, the Niners were suddenly a new work in progress, however. Starting from Week 13 of the 2022 season, Jimmy G's season ended versus the Miami Dolphins that week due to injury. Entered the final starting quarterback left on the roster, Brock Purdy. Who knew, right? First thing I did is freaked out. I said, oh, man, damn. It's on our way to we were 5 in a row. We were starting to dominate. Now, tell me this. But with Purdy having that very little, with BP having had very little to do with the starting offensive unit, all right, there was reason to be concerned. 49ers offense rallied around Mrs. Purdy's baby boy as if he had been there for years. I was saying to myself, my God, what is going on here? Who is this kid? I didn't know nothing about him. I watch college football. Who is this? The veteran talents surrounding BP were all battle-tested and hardened. I think that was part of the picture right there. Shanahan built machine made Purdy's job look nearly simple on many of an occasion, right? All the way to the NFL playoffs? What? Nah, that ain't possible. Unless what we're seeing should be accepted. Now, there's a question about the San Francisco polished offense. It is if there's an alpha dog, who is it? Now he's bringing that question up because it used to be you can make assumptions. You look at George Kittle. He was automatically my first candidate. You look at Debo. I mean, that was it. 1, 2, them was the dogs right there. And Jimmy held that thing together. So that was pretty much, those are the guys that led the team, right? By the way, former Minnesota Vikings general manager, more good news. Jeff Diamond broke down the best group at every position given that 2023 roster. Rosters are primarily set at this point in the offseason. And the 49ers, have you noticed? Because I kept flashing them up just to bother Rams fans. I admit, my motivation wasn't good. I mean, I'm just antagonizing other fans, particularly them hornhead clowns always talking trash. If you look at all the list, a lot of analysts picked the 49ers dominating position after position after position. Diamond ranked the 49ers as the best team at running back, linebacker, safety, marking the only organization that ranked the best at 3 different positions on the list. I said, hell yeah. Take a bow, CMC, Fred Warner, Talanoa Hufanga. And I do, you know what, I got to say though, fam, honestly, and because there were several. I do question a bit about Mrs. Hufanga's baby boy, just a little bit, because there's several teams with strong case for the top safety group. The Bills have Jordan Poyer. Micah Hyde, DeMar Hamlin, of whom we were all worried about last season. Remember, he got took out. Everybody started to worry about the game safety and all that stuff. He's okay now, it seems. The Steelers, led by all-pro Minka Fitzpatrick, and the Chargers, 3-time Pro Bowl safety. Everybody wanted him that draft year, Derwin James. 115 tackles, 4 sacks, and 2 interceptions in 14 games last season. And fam, Derwin James is the only dude I've ever seen pick Travis Kelce up in front of the goal line just a few seconds away. Picked him up, took him all the way up, drove him into the dirt, bam! I had to replay that a few times. I said, no, he didn't. Kelce, his big ass ain't that. You did that? But playing, here's the thing, man. But playing behind the 49ers' top-ranked defense, Talanoa emerged as a first-team All-Pro only in his second season, okay, after being a fifth-round pick. Now, Hufanga had 4 INTs and 97 tackles last season. So, I ain't mad at that. Let's see what it looks like this year, and then we can start looking at those other guys and say, nah, Talanoa's the best one. Let's get into this stuff, though. Having too many mouths to feed is a problem any NFL quarterback would welcome, right? Niners are fortunate to be among the few teams with abundant talent on both sides of the football. We already know about that now. Once we used to say, our defense will carry us. Shh, man, not no more. Well, we're going to see. It's still, they got to execute. But on the offense, the Niners have running back Christian McCaffrey, tight end George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, the wide receiver, and B.A. as his targets for whomever ends up playing QB this season. That could be Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, or even Sam Darnold. It depends on Purdy's recovery from the offseason surgery and the battle for the QB2 spot. And all the Niners' weapons will require some egos to be checked at the door. Now, see, this has always been a thing of complete. You look at the 49ers, and they don't have, there's no divitude where there should be, actually, normally. But the Niners' weapons, they check their egos at the door. Any player who puts top priority on their own statistical success doesn't fit with the Niners' locker room and hasn't been the case so far. GK, the glowing definition of unselfish, said via Beyond McDonald of the Niners' official website, quote, "If I have one catch a game, I know my fantasy football coach will be really mad at me for that, but it is what it is. As long as we're winning games and we're feeding the right guys the ball, I'm never going to get mad. If Christian McCaffrey has 20 carries and 10 catches for 300 total yards, I'll never be upset about that because he's such a talented football player," unquote. They don't, players you can't say these kind of things when you're not under any pressure. Now, nobody told George he had to say that. He's not under any obligation to make those kind of comments. He could just say, "I've got no comment," or something like that. Last season, Kittle shattered his career-high 6 touchdowns with 11 trips into the end zone. He has failed to surpass 1,000 receiving yards over the past 3 seasons, but he understands there are more weapons around him now. A lot of us don't understand that. People complain about George Kittle's production. Hell, you got to look around what's surrounding George Kittle compared to that time. It was just George and Deebo for the most part. That ain't the way it is anymore. So, Deebo taking a part of the pie now is about right. San Francisco acquired McCaffrey from the Panthers last season. That already is taking out some part of the food, man. Sammy had a breakout season in 2021, racking up 1,770 total yards and 14 total TDs. But, okay, Kittle's production takes a little bit of a slide. That's fine. There's no need to get mad at anything or anybody. Now you got more weapons. Relish it. Ayuk earned his first 1,000-plus receiving yard season in 2022, accompanied by 8 TDs. Again, who is that? This is Ayuk's baby boy just joined the party for the last 2 seasons. George's portion went down a little bit more. It's okay. Don't blame anybody. Don't get mad at George. He's getting paid a lot of money to be out there just blocking. Come on. There's importance in what he does. There really is. Kittle added more praise, saying, quote, it's really fun to be on a team that does have a problem of too many mouths to feed, because Coach Shanahan does such a great job of scheming everybody into getting certain plays that it's just really fun to be a part of an offense that has so much talent on it, unquote. No truer words can ever be spoken. GK also contributes elsewhere. The dude loves it. When the offense runs the football just as much as he adores hauling in TD passes from his quarterback, GK knows that run blocking is another opportunity to make his presence known and punish opposing defenders. Well, he loves it, too. He goes on to say, I love it, GK. Quote says, I just have the mindset that I'm hoping, I'm going to love this, and I'm going to be better than anyone else at it. This is one of the reasons why the 49ers are parked in the lane now, driving right toward the Super Bowl. You can have all the divas on your team you want, but if you got mostly guys that are really, really good and unselfish, that's a force that has to be reckoned with. He goes to say, now, if I'm not getting the ball, I'm going to influence the game and the run game, and I'm going to make the guy across from me, his life is living hell. You need to pass a pro guy who gets paid $100 million on third down. Bring it. I cannot wait. I can't wait for you to be on my highlight reel where I block you and lock you down, because no tight end should block a defensive end, is what everybody always says. I take that personally because I can block anybody. George! You know, this is the thing. Most of our guys on our team feel this way. Remember Christian McCaffrey came in and was looking great? What did Debo Cole to say, John Lynch? Hey, yeah, that's a good pickup. It's all about the winning. Stats be damned win. So about the mouths to be feed, it's not an issue. Never will be as long as this collection of guys is together. Now, we're not going to continue to fall short as long as that team's together. Now, I figure it's either this year or possibly 2 in a row. You're not going to beat the 49ers by just coming out there playing them straight up. I just don't believe it. Yeah, I know. You look at the quarterback situation there. Well, until we get a quarterback, no, we're fine. That's not a problem. No matter who the quarterback is, all he's got to do is hit the X's and O's. Although, when I was listening to Simmons, he's right. You know, what Brock does, he won't do exactly what Kyle says. If there's plays that are designed, but Kyle can't foresee what's going to happen during the play on every time. Brock is the one, and Brock even admitted sometimes he'll abandon that pocket because he wants to get a better look at something else. This is the kind of mindset that is going to fuel Shanahan's offense a little beyond what it was, because Jimmy was too restrictive of himself. He should have let himself go more like he did last season before he got hurt. If Shanahan's play isn't breaking, if there's 3 or 4 guys over there, don't just throw it over there because Shanahan said that's what you're supposed to do. Screw that. You know better. Find an opening. Create an opening. Just move around, do something, but just don't shoot it over there because that's the way the play was designed. Brock Purdy does that, and he did it a lot last year. Purdy may have made more off-schedule plays than we've seen a quarterback do with 49ers since Kyle Shanahan's been there. That's why he did as well as he did. Now, they're going to come in next year. They're going to study film. They're going to know what some of the things, their strengths and weaknesses are, which is kind of a worrisome thing, because he hasn't had time to work on some of those things that he might have been able to get better at while he's rehabbing that arm. So we're going to see, and hopefully he can get some of that work in before the season starts. But otherwise, that team, they've got so many. I mean, You got a weapon A, B, C, D all day long on every frigging snap. Now that's gonna work. Anyway, let me. You do. Long and 49 of football. It's Montana Sunday. It's Chill, Pill, Phil. Come on in, Phil. Hey, Rev. Come on in, Rev.
Ronbo.
Rev, Momo, Martin. Or hey, fam, look for Momo in there. He's in there beating up on them silly people that think they're supposed to be in here. I love how you do that, fam.
uh, you know, it's I find it funny how they always come into our chat and want to
They're lonely people,
talk.
you know.
Like it's just getting aggravating. But let me start this off how I usually do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout
Mm,
out to the man, legend, Rombo. We thank you. We love you for giving us this platform to speak our minds and our hearts about our beloved 49ers.
thanks, fam.
I want to give a shout out to my 49er family worldwide, repping that beautiful red and gold 24/7, 365. Well, got that out the way. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Our season is about to start. Preseason is preseason. You know, we have a task that let me say, we have a goal, and that goal in mind is to host another Lombardi. All this off season blase. I don't really get into it too much, but I just focus on what our team is going to do, how strong our team is going to be. Um, competition is competition. We're going to get wins, we're going to get losses, we're going to lose games that we shouldn't have lost, things
Mm,
like that. But that's how football season goes. We I find it funny how we have these haters that come in our chat who are randomly rejects or Seattle Sea Chicken fans or whoever, and y'all always want to talk about our squad, but the beauty of it is we now recognize and know that you fear our squad, and you fear our squad for a reason because we swept that ass last year. But it's all good and dandy.
brutally.
It's a new season. And trust me, when I tell you, and I speak for my 49er family worldwide, we are not afraid of no freaking body. Period. We don't know what fear is. We don't know what it is, and we're not afraid of competition. You know what I mean? Like we're not. And I feel that this coming season we will come in with a mindset of just play ball, just play ball. You know what I mean? So I'm not. I don't get into all this back and forth. You randomly rejects are going to say what you say. Like I saw in the chat, the dude was like, "Yeah, the don't underestimate the Rams." Man, we've been underestimating y'all jokers for decades, not years, but decades. So we not worrying about it. Um, we just gonna take it a game at a time. There's a team. We're a team. Period. That man behind you, Rombo, number 16. That man showed what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like he showed what throughout that decade and that time frame of we faced just a formidable Giants defense with the great Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying? And he battled through everything, every game, but he still did it. Steve Young did the same thing. So I'm not pressed for this. You know what I'm saying? We set the standard for what the NFL is. Period. We are 49ers. We are red and gold. I'm not worried about nothing. Y'all haters are going to hate. We love it. We're going to take that energy. We're going to feed off of it. We got a squad. We ready to ball. That's what it is. I'm just trying to get my 49er family hyped up for this Rombo show. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. And I'm gonna end it off like that, Ronbo. I ain't gonna get into too
All
much,
right, all
but
right.
how I do
Just delighted to hear from you, fam. All right.
it. Exactly. And y'all know how I end this in the words of the great Ric Flair. In order to beat the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
Yeah.
We thank you. We love you. We appreciate it. Yo, 49 fam, stand up in the chat. Come up in the calls, you know what I'm saying? Speak your love in your mind and your hearts for our team, you know what I'm saying? All you haters in the chat, y'all keep bumping your gums. I'm laughing at you. For real, for real. Like I'm laughing at you, but it is what it is. But Ronbo, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We thank you for this platform. And yo, let's get ready for week 1 because I'm not even going to say quest for 6 no more. I'm just going to say, yo, let's get this Lombardi. That's how I'm starting it.
And that's a good way.
Let's get this Lombardi.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
All right, Coach.
Rev is good. Y'all be strong. Y'all be blessed. Red and gold. Tell them dead and cold. Ronbo, I appreciate it, my brother.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Hey, you too, Bobo.
No.
Hey, yo, this is Bobo Ward in the chat, otherwise known as Rev. Otherwise known just an all-around cool dude. Yeah, it's going to be interesting this season because we go in with that one question mark. But there are no other questions. The defense is lit. The offense, teams went home after playing the 49ers last year all beat up and bruised and couldn't even play the following week. You do realize with the addition of Javon, or should I say Javon Hargrave, I can't wait to see how that statistic blossoms or expands next year because the 49ers will continue to be physical. The funny thing about the 49ers is offensively and defensively, the 49ers are going to beat you up. We're going to hit you hard. We don't give a damn about big bomb down the field. Forget that. We're going to take the ball 5 yards behind a largest line of scrimmage and brutalize everybody in the street. Hey, Phil, come on in. We've been looking for you.
Yeah, I pushed the wrong button, Ronbo. I'm dyslexic.
I figured as much because Phil would come in and just leave. Phil, get in here. As you know, I'm doing the rah-rah thing for a few weeks because, as George Kittle pointed out, man, we got way too many mouths to feed. What the hell? It's a great problem to have. And it is when it's the 49ers.
Well,
Any other team?
As long as we don't have Stefan Diggs in the locker room, we're fine.
See? There's about 4 other guys you could mention on that same list. It's all about me, Devontae's a little bit like that, too. I wonder if Aaron wouldn't have threw him the ball the majority of the times, I wonder if he would have had something to say back in those days.
Probably.
Yeah. So you have to have a
team.
team.
But the Niners bring in guys that are unselfish. So that's our locker room, basically. And as long as, Brock's distributing, or whoever's quarterbacking distributes the ball to the right person, and guys get open, they'll be happy. They won't care. They'll celebrate the other guy scoring a touchdown.
And blocking. Everybody on that team on offense blocks and does it with pride.
Kyle won't let you play if you don't block. That was the problem he had with Ayuk early in Ayuk's career. He wasn't blocking. So that's why he was in the doghouse for a little while.
Yep. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year. But we know that mindset's going to stay right where it is, though. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah. I mean, offensively, I wish we had a swing tackle that was really good, but Moore's going to have to step up.
It's worrisome
because we don't have pivots in that position anymore. So, but I'm not worried about the O-line.
Phil, what, though? Well, one thing, Trent Williams is not going to make – we can't expect him to make it for 17 weeks. That really does worry me.
That's true.
It's about
and
how
he has
long.
been injured in the past.
Yeah,
for
every,
one or
every year.
two games.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need a. I'm concerned about that. But when you look at last year between Trent Williams, Banks, and Brendel, they only gave up 4 sacks the whole year
Yeah.
between the three of them. Now Burford had some problems; he gave up like 6, and McGlinchey gave up 6. But we were like top 5 in allowing sacks, and everybody's saying our quarterbacks are getting injured because of our O-line. Our O-line was top 5 in pass protection.
Burford's in his second
So-
year too, so I'm not mad at that. I suspect he'll get better this year. It's that left side.
Oh, of course, and
if
Banks
Trent
will
doesn't stay-
too.
Oh yeah, Banks.
So
I'm
will
not mad at
Brendel.
him anyway. Banks did a great job for a second year guy.
And you'll see McKivitz. He's going to be better at pass blocking than
Mike,
Lynchy.
I know. His thing is about run blocking, but pass protection.
Exactly.
I think our guys will be fine as far as the run goes. Can you keep that defensive tackle or that other? Keep them out for a second, please. That's what we need.
But no, I'm not worried about any part of our offensive game. And I'm not really worried about our defensive game, except for I would like to see more on the edge. And no matter what Big Show says, you look at Philadelphia, they had 70 sacks last year. We had only 44, and half of those came from one guy.
70 sacks.
And we lost 10
Damn.
sacks between Amenahue and Ebicom, and we gained those back with Hargrave. But unless Drake Jackson comes through big, we still need depth at pass rushing. And if you expect Beal, a rookie, to come through, that's pretty far-fetched.
Asking for a lot.
Cleveland Farrell, he's only had 4 sacks in 4 years, seems. So for the Raiders.
Oh, you're Cleveland Farrell?
So
yeah,
that's
no,
what
Cleveland
I'm
is.
worried
He'd be a
about.
surprise.
And there's edge rushers out there. So, I
Phil, which
like to see us
begs
turn
to
up.
ask the question of, will the 49ers wait like everybody else, and they'll get into this bidding war at the end of July about Ngakwe? Even what's his name maybe. There's a couple other guys too. There may be all a mad dash rush to get these guys at the end. I don't know if there's a priority thing going on at the end, whereas the 49ers, it's not your turn or whatever. But those guys are they're going to get sought after. I don't want clown.
And I'd like to see Nick's contract get settled so we know where
right.
he stands.
So he can work out. I keep forgetting about that. He's not working out until he does. Which, right?
Yeah.
He's smart.
But, Nick works out.
Well, I mean,
He just
with
won't
the team.
work out with the team.
Yeah. Now, he never stops working out.
No, but there's very few worries for us Niner fans about our roster. There's a lot of worries on a lot of teams out there.
See, grading on the curve. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody can say the 49ers have this, they have this problem, this problem. Look at the other team. Our whatever problems we have pales in comparison to them. We'll beat them. I think that's about 95% of the league.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
I'm
What team is
convinced
better?
It might be 100. So, no worries, Ronbo. No worries.
Detroit versus everybody.
Oh, God. Is that Don Burr?
Of course.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Don needs to understand he's got to get above 500 as a team before he even starts talking.
I know, right? See, we always have to
when
put
was
up
the
with
last
this kind
time
of thing.
Detroit won a playoff game? The last century?
Here's a good trivia question, actually, for NFL purists and fans. When was the last time that Detroit actually entered the playoffs and won a game? And
Well, everybody knows how many Super Bowls they've won.
Phil, that's just
Not.
mean.
Yeah, but Don't start talking until you won something. That's the way I look at it. So
Well, I feel sorry for them. They've been down and out for a long time, since the beginning of NFL time. So, if Don Bird needs to pound his chest for having a season near 500 or 500, I think they were over 500. Right? Weren't they 9-6?
well, they were 9-8.
Yeah. So, you got to give them a little bit of love. They finally got over 500. They made a little noise at the end. For Detroit, that's an awesome feat.
Well, they changed their helmets, so maybe that'll work for them.
Yeah, didn't they change uniforms? They've got some added. They've gotten all excited now. They had one winning season.
They added
and made,
colors, yeah.
yeah.
Whatever.
They've made all kind of adjustments.
Like that's going to make them play better.
That's
Well, anyway,
hilarious.
Ronbo.
All right.
Yeah.
So I tell you what,
I feel sorry for him.
Well, yeah, you got to feel sorry for him.
Don needs to take a tour of Santa Clara and just walk in the main lobby and see all those Lombardis.
Because can you imagine walking through a Detroit facility, look at some of the paraphernalia and nostalgia, and you walk into one room, and you keep walking, and there's nothing else, and you ask, where's the rest? That's it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean anything bad. I just didn't know.
All right, Ronbo.
Hey,
It's too easy to pick on Detroit.
yeah, they'll be all right. Hey,
Let's
I'll
pick
look
on the Rams now.
Yeah, because I can't wait. That's going to be a marquee matchup. If the Lions, when the Lions play the Rams, everybody's going to be watching because the rhetoric that's been exchanged between the two, and they're both sucking butt right now. So, but Jared Goff is over. Well, Detroit's not really sucking. They're on the upswing. The Rams are on. God knows what they're on. But the thing is, if they played each other, Phil, who would you take?
Probably Detroit, because the Rams are really bad.
Phil,
Sorry, Rudy.
why? I feel like we gotta go. I'll see you
All right, Ronbo.
a little later in the week.
Okay. Talk to you later.
I love it.
Bye.
All right, fam. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Ronbo?
Mark, man, I'm sitting here like bragging, talking trash about how good the 49ers are offensively. George Kittle says, hey, don't worry. We like having too many mouths to feed. We share. Ain't gonna be nobody to leave this table hungry. So, the thing is, this is too much for any team to deal with. Defensively, I see the 49ers steamrolling. Well, okay, try to think of a defensive unit that might give the 49ers some trouble.
I mean, I would say all the defenses that I could think of, we play already, and I would probably say Washington, but we already beat them up. And all I could
maybe
really think
Washington.
of was Philly, but they're not.
Philly
We already beat
lost.
them up, so.
They lost too much blood. I don't see Philly being as potent as they were last year.
I mean, yeah, but Seattle probably can give us problems, and as far as the air, but
Well,
can't really think of nobody else.
Maybe a little bit.
we can't really tell until. But I don't really think anybody can really give us the 49ers offense problems.
Yeah,
This year.
I'm serious. I'm trying to think of a team. Cowboys?
No,
You know what, though? The
that
Cowboys
was
will be
easy.
the best defense we face. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
They'll play us tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they got Mika. They got the right guys. They'll be tough.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah. By the way, Don Bird, the last time that the Lions won a playoff game was 1991, and so that was the last time they actually won a playoff game, and that was the same year that they played the Redskins and got run off the field. So
Well,
said, oh, yep.
well, there you go.
So yeah,
took them a
I mean
while,
Ronbo.
They're back to some degree.
Yeah, they are. They are. Well, I've been thinking the last couple of days, and I got a question for you. Yeah, if we don't win a Super Bowl, do you think people in the future will think? Do you think that they will make us see? They will make a comparison of us being like the 1990s Bills.
Oh, I
Win the
knew you
big.
was gonna say that. Oh, no. You know what? Because the Bills went all the way to the Super Bowl on every one of those occasions.
Mm,
The 49ers fell short of the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Kind of a good thing. If you're gonna fall short, don't get in the Super
yeah,
Bowl and fall short.
yeah. Don't
So
go all the way there. Yeah,
yeah, don't get there and get your butt beat every time, right? So,
right.
but we're getting close because see, we've been there twice and came out short. You
Yeah,
know,
this reminds me of that old Oakland team with John Madden. It took him a while to win the big one.
yeah, it's a very odd thing, but Buffalo had a great team, so it's really weird that they kept losing.
Yeah,
But see, the 49ers, it's all about the injuries. Those teams, I don't know if there was
yeah,
injuries that
that's
killed them.
true.
The
No,
49ers,
they were healthy. They were healthy.
ah, we keep
They
coming
had
up
everything
short.
they needed.
Ah.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
they get there
okay.
healthy, forget
And
about
another,
the other team winning.
oh yeah. And another question, Ronbo. Everybody keeps saying that this league is full of politics, and I kind of agree with them. Um, I don't think they like the 49ers. I mean, so I was thinking in 2021 we played Philly. We played them in Philly. We beat them in Philly. Then the next year we had to go to Philly. Obviously first seed. And then they set us up for us to go to Philly again. I'm like, can we get one at San Fran? I mean, come on, guys. Can we get a home game with Philly?
I have felt that way for a long time, and it has something to do, of course, with Eddie DiBartola. He really pissed off a
Yeah,
lot
I'll
of
think about
people,
that.
and
Yep.
also Cap taking a stand like he did. They're still really their feathers are still ruffled about that, and we're talking about the NFL owners. I don't know
Yep.
what levels of management or ownership or league administrators does it affect, but the league actually lost money. Kaepernick was the
Yep.
most hated man in football circles at that time, um, and Jed York never. Jed supported Cap the whole time.
Yep.
So that did I don't know. I hate to think, but this is the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing, well, I think you'll be excited about this. Um, this 2019, because the decade ended in 2020, 2019. The Seahawks record against the 49ers is 4-3. So I guess you could say the rivalry is renewed again. Now, if we win on Thanksgiving, all my problems will go away.
Go 4-4.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, 2020. Oh, that's right. You're counting the decade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't really count the other because I feel kind of sad about embarrassed that they won that many consecutive games against the 49ers.
Oh, it has been brutal. What they did to the 49ers all since 2013 and 14, it's actually
Yeah.
worse than what the 49ers have been doing with the Rams. We got a ways to catch up to
Yeah.
catch up with how badly the Hawks treated the 49ers down through the years. We still are about 4 years
Yep.
short, which I
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
see actually happening, of beating up on the Rams before we equal that kind of domination.
Yep. And I got a feeling. Once Russell Wilson retires, he's going to try to make little stupid jokes about the 49ers at his retirement, telling them how much that he owned us. I
Yeah,
got a
he
feeling
did.
because I don't think we're ever going to play him again.
He will. We're not. Wilson's going to be out of the league. He has one more year like he did last year.
That was our chance.
That big time trophy, that big time salary he's got is going to be a problem. There's going to be trade offers. It's just he can't do that again.
Yeah, that was it. Last year was the year for us to beat him. But,
And managed to find a way to lose. See, it is Russell Wilson. It's
same
never
way,
been the Seahawks.
the same exact way. Yep, Romo, the same exact way. 2 minutes left, scrambles out the pocket, scrambles up, pump fakes the defenders, runs up the middle, slides for a first down, field goal range. Does it every time.
Every time. Or runs up the middle. And the 49ers fall for it almost like it's on script. Games
Yeah, I don't
on the
understand
line.
that.
The Hawks need one more score. 3 points will be win fine. The entire 49 defense, everybody rushes past him. There's a gap in front of you could drive a Mack truck into that hole.
Yep.
Well, I says,
Because everybody's rushing. Yep. They're rushing the edges, and then the guy just runs up the middle.
guys, why do we do that each and every time? Not sometimes. We do it each and every time. And Wilson's just waiting on it as if on cue, and he runs for 30-yard gain and in position to win. Damn it. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they didn't have a game plan. I guess their game plan, I'm pretty sure they didn't have a game plan. Just tell the receivers just to run up, just run straight, just look for a route open. Russell Wilson's he's just gonna scramble. He's gonna find time. I just need you guys just to run straight. Just run straight. Just run a nice streak, and we'll figure out the rest.
Yeah, and there's going to be a hole. There always is. There'll be one created as the 49ers will get overzealous. They'll over-pursue, and they'll run right past me.
Yeah.
And I'll run for 30, 40 yards, and we'll be fine. He's told other people that on his team, and with the Broncos, he says, trust me. He told one guy on the team, trust me, we got this. What do you mean, trust you got this? I always knew that you knew something that nobody in San Francisco knew. Damn it.
Yeah.
So, there is something weird.
You said what? Oh, he's not here yet. He's not here yet.
So,
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got for you tonight, Ronbo. Shout out to you. I'm one 49er fan of all time. Shout out to production. Keeping these clowns in order. I wish they blocked some of these Rams fans, but that's okay. All right, Ronbo.
Yeah, they're just, you flies, just shoo them away. Mark, have a great night. Night, fam. Hey, Marco. Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael, it's going okay. I mean, I need for the season to start though, because
I
we're
can't wait, man. We're getting closer and closer. We're almost
each
June.
and every day.
I think June's almost done, and we're getting July, August. Practice. Yep.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, next week it'll be 3-week countdown because I can deal with 1 week. It's these other 4 that's bothering me. I don't know why they got to take such a long layoff. NFL Players Union, I guess. Well, you don't want to overwork them.
I'm surprised at that. Yeah, you get hurt more easier in football than other sports, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, football and hockey.
Yeah.
Football and hockey are the 2 dangerous sports.
So we need to appreciate them taking time off.
Yeah, I guess so. To spend time with their wives and their kids before they go. Because you got to figure, when these football players, when they leave the state to go to another part of the state, you know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah.
I had
life
friends
of
that
a
played
professional
for the
athlete.
NFL.
Yeah, that goes for.
There's a lot of my friends played in the NFL. Scott Kiernan, who played for the Giants / Vikings. A lot of those guys told me, yeah. Steve Young even told me it was hard. Going to San Francisco and having family in Connecticut. Saying goodbye.
And can you imagine in Major League Baseball, and NBA, where they go for and especially baseball, they go for like 4 game series, right? So they're out of town, and they're hanging out, whatever city.
Yep.
That's got to be rough. And they got a longer schedule than football.
And travel too. If you're in the East Coast, going back to the West Coast, then coming back to the East Coast, and then flying back to the West.
So I guess we should stop complaining. Because it's just a love of the sport. We can't wait to watch. You can watch XFL. They're done though. I can't.
Yeah, actually, I think it's USFL. I think it's playing right now. USFL.
Yeah, I can't watch other leagues. It's just not.
I used to watch so many leagues as a kid. I used to watch Arena Football, World League Football, XFL, USFL.
Canadian? I used to watch Canadian and Arena Football. I couldn't watch any of the rest. Arena Football was always hilarious to me.
World League. I used to watch World League Football. There was a lot of good NFL players that came out of the world.
I forgot about them. Arena Football is funny because they just slam people all up against the walls. It was brutal. Yeah. It's like a WWE. This is fun.
Kittles would be perfect for that sport. Kittles would have been perfect.
Wouldn't he?
Him and the Boza would have been beautiful for that. That would have been a picture moment.
Yeah.
Slamming the people into the ground.
So, but we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, looking at our offense, you know, I still say the 49ers are still going to average probably around 30 points a week. But
they will. I think now with they'll average 30. They'll score more now that Jimmy's gone.
Well, I don't know that's necessary, but I do know that as long as McCaffrey's there, that offense is taking it up another notch.
Oh yeah, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and all them. Oh yeah.
You got Ayuk. Ayuk's adding to the mix where he wasn't so much until last year and before, and McCaffrey just.
Yep.
In fact, McCaffrey needs he doesn't even need the rest of those guys. When I look at it, McCaffrey needs maybe 2 more guys in that unit and a quarterback, and it don't matter who it is, and we're off to the races. So.
Yeah. I think we're going to rock Pittsburgh. I can't wait. I think we're going to rock Pittsburgh. We're going to beat them bad, I think.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's had a pretty good defense,
we will.
too.
Now we got CMC for week 1. Remember last year we got him later on. Now we got him week 1. I think he's going to start good. I think he's get a good preseason. That's what I want. I want to see this preseason. I want to see him do good in these preseason. Everybody.
Got a full understanding of what we do. That's going to be a different story altogether. In fact, he already understands.
These rookies. I want to see some of these. All these rookies, I like to see them start shining, so that makes it look good. I just wish all the rookies good luck in preseason and hope that they make it. If they don't, well, good luck wherever team takes you, because you know what, they'll be superstars eventually.
Well, we're going to keep some rookies. I mean, there's some guys you can see that potential. So you got to keep replenishing those positions. I don't know how many guys are going to keep, but some of them are going to stay. And then Pete Carroll will pick up the rest.
Some will probably go to the practice squad. Some will go to the practice squad. Some will probably go. I mean, the quarterback is the main thing.
Well, no, see, that's the thing, Michael. No, he's not. He's got it. Okay, the quarterback on this team has just got to follow directions. But the thing about Purdy is he may be able to extend on what Shanahan does and is not fearful of doing so. That could make a huge difference.
Yeah, because he did a lot of damage that nobody even expected to did last year when he won 8 games straight. Even Shanahan, I bet you he had a heart attack almost. Holy crap, this quarterback is shining pretty good for a last pick. Holy crap. I never thought about that. I bet you Shanahan probably thought about that last year when he saw the quarterback Purdy winning.
But he won't admit to that.
I would freaking.
He won't admit to that.
If I was a coach and I saw that, I would I'd be like, oh my God, where did I get him from? Who recruited him? Who got him? Who wanted him to get drafted? You know what I mean?
They knew who he was and how good he was. They didn't know how his skills would translate to the NFL. And then when he went out there and did some things, and he realized, looks like we got
points for us. Got us a lot of points. Beat the teams up bad. Oh my God.
So we're okay there, and it's going to be interesting to see. What they can't do is don't push him too quickly, though. If he's not ready week one.
I'm not. I wouldn't push him. Take the stock. Take your time on him, because you don't want to rush him, because what's going to happen? You rush him, what's going to happen?
And although he was good, he wasn't perfect. This is the only thing. He needs to work on some things from last year. He hasn't had a chance to do that.
He's got a lot of work to do. He's still got a lot of work. I mean, 8-game winning streak, and then getting, past the Cowboys and all that.
He did a good job. There's some things that he could get stronger at as a rookie that he needed to work on, and he hasn't had a chance to do that. That's the only bad thing.
But he will this year and preseason, and this year I think he will. If he starts week 1, it'll give him a big thing. So and then they're talking about Lance being a third-string quarterback. I don't know if Lance wants to be a third string.
Of course not. Nobody wants to be nobody wants to be a third-string quarterback. This is people speculating. They don't know where Lance is.
And then they were talking about Kirk Cousins maybe going to the Niners or the Rams. I said, well, if the Rams want him, let the Rams have him, because he's not going to do good with the Rams anyway.
Everybody who thinks Kirk Cousins leaving Minnesota coming to San Francisco has got to be kidding me. Why would the 49ers?
All right, I'll let him go to the Rams. I'm playing for the Rams. So they won't do that good anyway with them anyway.
They can't afford him.
Rams don't have no team.
Michael, they can't afford him, okay? and also Stafford's still there, and that's a dead cap hit.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Stafford.
Either way.
Kurt ends up staying in Minnesota. Nobody's going to take that contract.
No. Nobody's going to take a big contract, Ronbo, no.
So he is where he's going to be.
He's
And the
stuck with
49ers
Minnesota.
are avoiding that situation. They don't want to pay that kind of
They don't
money
want
for a
him. I
quarterback.
I don't want him. No. I'll stick with what I got.
You know what, though?
You know?
If Purdy does look good for the next 3 years, he got 3 more seasons, are you going to pay him?
No. I'll pay Purdy. Oh, yeah. If he does good for those 3 years, I'll pay him. Oh, yeah. If he makes it, he does it. I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
I'll
know
write
what?
the check, bro.
But do you know what NFL salary is going to be like in 3 more years? The 49ers,
Skyrocket
they just got to realize, 49ers, you got to pay for it. You can't let every quarterback go. You got to keep one that's worth keeping. So.
Well, Lance would probably want to go, probably, but I don't know who would take him. Nobody, because he hasn't had no experience. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe Lance better off going to the USFL.
Go to the USFL already.
Let's
wait and see what it looks like healthy.
Minor league. That's why I wish NFL had minor leagues that these guys could play like how they do in baseball, like AAA. That's why I wish NFL could do something like that for some of these guys. Let them go in the minor league, play against some of the minor league teams. You know what I mean? Then you call them up. That's what I wish NFL could do. Like baseball, you know what I mean? Because that would help too. That would help too.
Well, Mike, we got to stop.
I think it would help with some of these quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, if it was possible to not get hurt so much, but yeah. Mike, anyway, well, I'll see you later on in the week, okay?
All right, Rumbo, you too. And 49 Pirates, have a good night and have a good weekend and good Monday morning.
You too, fam. All right. Night, Michael. It's time for some Mamacita Latino Heat. Hey, Emilio, to what do we owe this pleasure?
No, just, trying to see what was going on, see what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe, tune in something,
Because Emilio waits till the season, because Emilio says, man, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about, man. I ain't going to come in here and tell y'all. But, it used to be Emilio. What I used to enjoy, though, Emilio, you used to come in preseason to let everybody know the 49ers suck. Now that we don't suck, you laid back and calm and cool.
It's been years for that, so we haven't been in the Tom Sula era and
Chip Kelly.
It's been a while, so
yeah, it has been fun.
I still say our worst season was with Dennis Erickson. That those were our worst.
Oh, I think nobody's going to argue about that.
Horrible 2 years.
The dude did not know what he was doing and didn't have no team. Damn, that was a bad combination.
He kind of he messed it up because after T.O. it just the whole team just went to straight boo boo. It was just like he didn't even try to convince T.O. to stay, and then Garcia was gone. And I gotta say before, I never really liked Garcia. It was just Garcia could never get over that damn hump. That's why I was like with certain quarterbacks we get is you can't get over that hump. Like that's why I felt the way about Jimmy. I'm like, dude, you get as far as you get, but you can't. You need to do more.
Yeah. That's why I asked Mike.
You just get your capacity, and it's just
That's why I said, in 3 years, and hopefully that's not the case. If we haven't collected one, do you move on from Brock? Especially.
Well, not well. It all depends. Like I said, if this year, it's a good chance we get to the Super Bowl and win it this year because the way everything's looking, it's just. Depending who our starter is, even if it's Brock or Trey, it's one of the things. Our team is ready. We stacked up the defense. The offense is they haven't talked about it, but you see they all feel like, man, we're all ready. You got our youth talking, we're ready. You got Debo saying he's going to be ready for this season. So no, they're all pumped up for this season.
They do look serious, don't they? They really do.
Yes,
the names you just mentioned in particular.
They're all irritated about the championship game. They're all annoyed. Right. It's just like, man, we had a fighting chance.
The Eagles
if they would have lost the fair and square, I don't think they would have felt the same way. It's just this one was just like, man, we knew we had a better team. It just we didn't, just because we got unfortunate Purdy got hurt. It's just that was the only problem. And like obviously we've all said it. You said like, man, if we had a fighting chance, but. It is what it is. But hey, I rather have the Super Bowl here on the West Coast in Vegas. So that'd be a lot of better Super Bowl to see anyways in Vegas, and the first time in Vegas anyway. So that'd be better than Arizona. So I mean, like
You know,
be a lot better.
I mean, and we got ours coming up. Hey, what's ours is coming up in what, 5 years?
No, 2026. So that's what in
3.
Well, yeah, the 24. So basically about 3 years. So yeah,
2,
be
yeah.
back in 26.
Yeah. See, I want to win it now though, and then come back in 26. Ah, yeah.
Perfect. That's what I said. To me, I really think I think it's gonna be us and the Jets because it's just one of the Jets is just needed.
Man, I'm telling
They've
you,
had
Jets,
they've had like I said, Jets had a good team all year last season.
They got a
their
great
problem was the
defense
quarterback.
too. Now they got an offense.
Oh yeah, they had great. They got a great running game, good receivers. It's just like I said, their problem was the quarterback. If the quarterback was a little better than the situation was last year, it is this year with Rodgers.
Man, Zach.
Oh yeah,
Zach should be.
way better.
Can you imagine Zach Wilson sitting at a restaurant? Hey, ain't you Zach Wilson? Oh no, people mistake me for him all the time. No, my name is James.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. Number 2 overall pick, and you went out there and did what you did, and then you got into a media conference, and you made matters worse. Oh my God. That's just terrible.
Yeah, but other than that.
But yeah, I see the Jets too.
Now. Oh well, who cares?
Mahomes is going to fall short this time. He just can't keep coming back every year. You know, wears you out for one thing. Jets versus who?
I mean, no,
in the
AFC.
AFC.
The Chiefs will be up there, but I just don't see them going back-to-back Super Bowl.
No,
it's so many
3
times
out of
you
4
can keep
years?
doing it. I'm like, people start getting annoyed. I'm like, whether this team again, and it's like, of course, if you're a fan of the team, like, oh yeah, keep going, but it's just, well, we don't want to see the same team, or at least I give you 2 back-to-backs. You try to do it again, like, come on now. The league just gets like, you guys are. He's selling money, he's selling tickets, but it's just like, dude, everybody doesn't want to see that every year, over and over and over.
So it's Jets versus Chiefs, possibly Bills. Who else?
Yeah.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. If Lamar can stay on the field all year, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. The Ravens are good, but it's just sometimes it's just.
They find a way to lose too. Remind
they're
me
just
of
like
us.
that. If they don't have a core, we're a little different. But it's just if Lamar's not on the field, they don't look that good.
But that's what I'm saying.
They need Lamar on the field.
He can't stay on the field, and that's 2 years in a row. Bengals.
Yeah. No, well, you got more teams on the AFC than you do with us. It's just you really break it down to either 3 or 4 teams, maybe even just 2 technically. But you got us, the Eagles. The Cowboys is, I don't know, they just depends what they come from. But it's just other than that, you really
I hate to say it, but we got to respect them a little bit. Their defense wasn't half bad.
Really
Offensively, but they still got Zach out there throwing them INTs. So maybe.
What you gonna do?
He's still stuck. You don't get over that kind of thing that quick. It's going to take Zach at least a year mentally to clear that hurdle of, no, they ain't going to get me. I swear, they ain't going to get me today. Bam! Oh, damn, they got me. They going to get you, Zach. They're going to get you. It haunts you. Any ball, any sport you've ever played, baseball, any sport you've ever played, if you strike out a lot, when you get to the plate, the first thing you do, I ain't going down on 3 swinging, man. I'm coming, y'all. Bring that ball. Come on, man. Mental blocks can form and screw you up no matter what you're doing. Basketball, if you're a shooter and you go cold, you can't warm back up. It's crazy.
Yeah. You think about it. Yeah, you think about Porzingis. Even when you go back just recently with the Warriors with Jordan Poole, he did so good last year, and this year he just couldn't do it. He couldn't get the ball in the hand.
Because Draymond slapped him.
It's crazy.
And they traded him.
But no, well, he he has that. I don't know. See what happens with that.
You
It
need
is
to
what it is.
think.
Like I said, at least like I said, recently I've seen them win. So it's just, I'm just keep saying them. I need the Niners to win one recently. And like I've seen the other couple. I've seen 3 of those. It's, but I was younger. I need to see a recent one. With the Niners. I need to be in San Francisco cheering the parade. So
Oh God, what a day!
that'd be good.
And once
'Cause
they win
if
one,
they win, I'm there. I'm at the
yeah,
parade.
you should be.
But no
Once they
hesitation.
win one, they'll win the next one. They just got to figure out what are they
I'm worried
doing
about
wrong.
one. You talk, we can win 2 with Shanahan. I'm like what we said with Harbaugh, but Harbaugh couldn't get the win. So I was like, I want one first, and then once we get that one, we can worry about getting 2. Because one is what we need. So I don't care. It's either gonna happen this year or next year, but it just feels like it's our time. It's just time's waiting. The team is ready. Everybody's just like, man, we're there. We're just ready to peak. We had our chance last year, but
And
it
blew it.
didn't happen.
But
this
Emilio,
year
look at it
is
this
one
way.
of these like years.
At least this overall is a good organization. Harbaugh had Trent Baalke in there, which is ruining everything. McLuhan was good, and they should have won. But you can't have Harbaugh. I mean, not Harbaugh. You can't have Trent. That was the problem. So this organization
with Trent
now,
Baalke.
everybody is good at what they do. They'll get
Everybody's
it.
on the same page. That's a good thing.
Good to hear from you, fam. I'm going to see you back later on in the week.
All right, so let's see what's going on.
All right.
Oh, did you see that thing about Bosa? How much supposedly he's gonna get?
I've heard all kind of figures, but what's the last one you heard?
It's like 100. Level's like 150 something, I think, for 35 years for 31 million, I think.
Ooh, dang. QB cash. God.
Thank God. Guess gonna get paid $31 million a year.
Edge rushers and QBs. He's worth it.
Yeah.
He's no nonsense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
All righty. Yeah. You have a good night, sir. Nobody else out there.
You too, fam. All right, Emilio.
Good night. No.
See, this is why I worry about how much you pay your quarterback. Brock's going to have to really kick ass. So the 49ers will draft another quarterback soon, thinking they can groom him up and stay with the rookie quarterback as long as possible and keep building an arsenal around that quarterback. This is the MO. This is the plan. Well, it's a big show.
What's up, Ronbo?
So I got a kick out of your tweet today. Show, there's going to be a time, I already see it. I've got the scene set where a guy is laying out a bright, sunshiny field of nothing but let's feel daisies out there bobbing and waving in the wind, and Show saying things like, finally, the sun shines on my life. The 49ers have won the Super Show. I've got that all predicted for you.
I hope you're right, because I quite honestly wish I shared the same optimism as you and Xanax Field do. Like I said before, I'd like to know what dope you guys are smoking, because if you don't go into the season not worrying about something, then you're clearly high or delusional, because right now, the number one position we have to absolutely worry about is the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. There's no guarantee that Brock Purdy is going to come in to this season looking like he did the last 8 games. He hasn't had any practice. He hasn't had any
that does worry me.
OTAs under his belt. And that's what sets quarterbacks apart from each other in Kyle Shanahan's system. You have to come out of practice looking like the king. And
that's true. I'm trying to avoid that kind of anxiety until it's time. So I got to figure 3 or 4 weeks,
And right now we have question marks on all 4 quarterbacks. We don't have a quarterback right now.
4?
Brandon Allen, Sam Darnold,
and the new guy from
Lance,
Cincinnati, who'll probably see action this year too, with the way
Brock
we do
Purdy.
things.
I know with the way we go through quarterbacks, he'll probably see action. I have no doubt about that. And I have to stop, Rumbo. This is going to tie into what I'm going to say tonight. I have to stop the Kirk Cousins slander, because you know who would love to have Kirk Cousins here?
Who?
Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel.
How come?
They would consistently have over 1,000-yard seasons each and every year that Kirk Cousins is here.
Well,
Kirk Cousins just has thrown for over 4,000 consecutive yards the past 5 seasons, Ronbo, with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen.
yeah, but look at those
And
guys. I mean,
yeah,
Justin Jefferson's making a lot of miracle catches. It added at least 1,000 yards. Well, at least 500 yards to that total.
and I don't want to hear anything about contracts or the money. We can always restructure his contract, redo his deal, and plus all these Amazon Prime deals, TV deals that the NFL is getting. The salary cap is only going to go up each and every year, so I'm not too concerned about that. And if any of these quarterbacks go down this entire season, then like I said before, look out Kirk Cousins 2024. Because you know damn well Kyle Shanahan's been wanting him since he first got here. That's why he didn't evaluate quarterbacks in 2017.
Isn't he?
Cousins only 36 years old. He's not
only
ancient.
36. I thought he was something like that. So you're saying by the time he's 40 years old, he'll be on his way here?
And the Rams, they brought in a 35-year-old quarterback, and they won a Super Bowl with him because he was the right fit for McVay. They got off Jared Goff. They said sayonara, and they brought in Matt Stafford, and they won a Super Bowl. Why don't you want that for Kyle Shanahan? That's Kyle Shanahan's baby right there.
Wait a minute. How old is Stafford now?
Like 36, 37.
Right now? I thought he was older than that.
I'm not sure. No. So.
Okay. Oh, you mean when he first came in, he was 36?
I believe he was 35 when he first joined the Rams. I'm not sure.
Okay, he's
been in the league for quite some time.
Yeah, but the 49ers, their way of thinking, they're not going to pay a guy that much money. Now, if he wants to come here for a workable contract.
Oh, I have no doubt he will. Kirk Cousins is not that stingy of a guy.
What? Kirk Cousins has robbed the league for more money.
He hasn't had the right coach.
Maybe than any quarterback in the NFL.
No.
It's got to be
the
close.
Dak Prescott's robbing the league.
I'm just talking about those contracts he got when he was in Washington. Those are huge each and every year. And
hey, this is 2023 now, Ronbo. It's not 1980 or 1990 anymore.
Yeah, but how much was he getting? No, I'm talking. Cousins was getting that 3-4 years ago.
I don't know. Anyways, but I wish I shared the same optimism as you guys did about our offense going into the season. We don't have Daniel Brunskill. We don't have Brunskill anymore on the right side to handle Donald, whatever his last name is. We have 2 new guys on there, Colton McKivitz and Spencer Burford. And if they smell blood on the opposite side of the ball, then watch out.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're gonna line TJ? Where do you think they're gonna line TJ Watt up week 1?
Well, he'll go wherever he wants, where he finds a weakness on the line, of course. So he'll go to.
He's not gonna be on the left side.
Well, he's gonna go.
He'll be on the right side.
Well, everybody's gonna avoid Trent, but yeah, you're right.
And that's gonna be a tough game.
I just want to say one thing though. You're talking as if those guys are over there nothing but paper, tissue paper at that. Now, I don't know that people are just going to run through them like what you're imagining. They're well coached. It may not be that easy.
They are well. They're not on Trent Williams' level. Let's be honest.
True, but I mean, I don't know that you just take turns going through the right side of the line.
Just watch, man. Just watch. Watch that right side.
I see
week 1.
It. Because remember last year. Last
you
year,
okay? Are you not feeling well, or?
No, I had a little congestion the other day, and it got a little crazy.
Oh.
But the thing is, I don't think that a lot of these guys, they're not as bad as they were last year. Remember, the 49ers were like one of the better offensive lines in the league. Can you imagine that last year?
Like I always say, last year is always guaranteed next year. So.
You know what? I'm going to wait. I got to have a little faith in them for a little while because they've been playing together for 2 years. I do worry about substitution, though. I don't know about in depth, but the guys that are starting, I don't know if they're going to be that easy to just run through.
And also, really quickly, before I go, stop with the defensive lineman wishes, man. We need another defensive lineman like we needed the hole in our head. You are patronizing Chris Kasurik like he's nobody. Look at how he turned around Kerry Hyder's career. Look at how he turned in Jordan Willis's career. Look at how he turned around Charles Omenihu's career. Look at how he turned around, what was the other dude that we lost with Charles Omenihu?
Arden Key. Oh, I mean,
Arden Key. Look at how he
Arden Key was last year. That's right. No, well, the year before.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't doubt that Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah.
Ebicom. There you go. I wouldn't doubt Cleveland Farrell has 2 to 3 sacks this year. I wouldn't doubt Austin Bryant has 2 to 3 sacks this year. So that's not our issue with defense. Our defense is locked and loaded and ready to go. Like,
no, the 49ers are pretty stout on both sides of the ball. As I say, I look at other teams and see that even though we don't think they're as up to snuff where they could be, other teams are below that. This is why I think, we could be like that and still be fine.
They put all of their faith and all of their resources in building up Drake Jackson's body, making him out to be an NFL player, and I'm ready to see what he can do. Chris Kasurik's a great coach, and I have no doubt that Drake Jackson's going to be a bull in a china shop this year.
So time is going to tell. I suspect he's going to be a lot better than he was last year, and he wasn't all that bad last year. The few games he played, Drake was pretty active out there. He wasn't easy to contain. He was making plays, putting pressure. He wasn't getting there all the time, but you could see he was out there creating violence. So let's see what it looks like in a bigger body, a little more training at the NFL level.
Yep. All right. Well, shout out to everyone. Y'all take care and
all right, Joe.
Have a great night.
And then, Joe, try to smile about the 49ers in 2023. Will you please? All right?
All right. I will try.
See you later.
All right. Take care. Have a great night.
See, the offensive line is not going to be beat up that easy. I mean, it might not be the best, but they're not going to be that easy to get past. Hey, Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo? You disappeared for a while. You all right?
Yeah, no, I every now and then my sinuses go nuts, and it takes about 3 days for them to come up, and I get it. It's that time of year you get infections. God.
Yeah.
I
know what you're talking about.
If I could do anything,
I'm right there with you.
If I could just, there's so many things in the air. When man became civilized, is when we created all these monstrosities that come in. And I wonder if anybody had a virus, or not a virus, but a allergic reaction to anything. Well, they had to, didn't they? There was always plants. Steven.
Always a plant. But what were we talking about? We're talking about quarterbacks, talking about offensive line. What are we?
You know what? You can talk about that, but what I'm talking about tonight is George Kittle made it a point to say, listen, we got too many mouths to feed, and it's a great problem to have. First of all, the mindset around here in our locker room is if we're winning, we're rooting each other, supporting each other like crazy. That's what it takes to be a winner. George Kittle and anybody that takes on any of the mindset, personal stats, and all that other stuff, he's not going to fit on this team. You'll probably get bounced, too. I don't know that 49ers have had anybody that, that's been on our team that actually had that attitude. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't think I have heard of any player like that from the 49ers per se.
I can't remember either.
However, the thought of too many mouths to feed now, that's a little bit scary because it's like, we've got a lot of players that are really talented. They're going to want more money at the end of the season.
Well, then there is that.
That's the main problem. It's great that we have all these powerful players and they're hungry to do something, but with that also comes a price tag. And the people that are coming up on their contracts are George Kittle, who else, Ronbo? Brent, BA. I don't know. No. We signed him last year, didn't we? Last season?
BA, no, BA is next year.
Yeah. So we got BA to worry about. We have, boy, who else? Oh, then we find out whether or not we keep Trey or not. And if Trey, balls out this season, he's going to want more money because one, they doubted him. Two, they picked two quarterbacks behind him, and three, they what was it? He wilded out. And so
Steve, you mentioned that. When's the last time a quarterback they didn't pick up his fifth-year option? They did that to Danny Dimes over in New York, right? And now DD is getting paid. So, but what I don't know is if Brock works out, when will Trey get a chance to prove that he might be worth it? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the main problem because in reality, it's Trey's job to lose and Brock's job to win. But then they also have to remember, Sam Darnold is right behind him. Sam Darnold, for what it's worth, he's not a terrible quarterback, but he's also not the best. But he does offer some good competition, especially being, a young QB the way he is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The financial situation that the 49ers are going to have is going to be a complex headache. We've got a lot of people that we want to keep, a lot of people that we can't keep, unfortunately, because there's going to be too much money.
Yeah.
Or, if and whatever, age might be a factor too.
Yep.
Who knows? But we won't find out till the next season. So let's focus on this season, and let's pray to God that, that right side is actually pretty damn good this season. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready, and I'm hoping, and I'm praying to God, Ronbo, that the people that we let go on that right side were the main reason why we sucked so bad last season, the past couple of seasons. And these newcomers just ball out. I really, really want an iron wall in front of our QB this season. And I'm hoping we get it because we got an iron wall on defense. We have so many players on that. There shouldn't be a reason why, another team would get a touchdown from so far away. We have Garoppolo, Lenore. We have, unfortunately, Jimmy Ward's gone. Love you, buddy, but damn.
But you got Isaiah Oliver, who could be rock solid.
That too. We've got Hafunga, breakout rookie star, sophomore season, just goes crazy.
Wait. I just want to ask you a question about Hafunga, though. The Minnesota, the former GM of Minnesota, rated Hufanga as the best safety in the NFL. I love Talanoa like my brother. I don't know if you had a choice between Derwin James and Talanoa Hufanga, who would you take?
I'd say Derwin James. I'll say Derwin James because there are a lot of times where I've watched Hufanga in games where I'm just like how would you let him get that far away from you? How did you not see it? It's kind of like there were some blatant plays that he could have prevented happening, and he just let them slip right by. Yeah. Granted, he also, he used to come in head first like an actual missile, and then he almost got his head taken off by Nick Bosa's kneecap. And
he had to change. Was that the play that made him change his style? Hufanga had to learn to stop leading with his head, a lot like that guy that came over. Wasn't Reuben Foster. Anyway.
Are you talking about Jared Haynes? Oh, no. He used to run straight up.
No, I'm talking about it's another linebacker. They got to learn it. No. You don't lead with your head, bro. That was high school and college. You could get away with that. Not here. So.
No, because they'll kill you. And Nick Bosa was the only reason why that happened. Like, he came flying in, and Nick Bosa's knee, it was either Nick or it was Fred Warner's. I'm trying to remember. Someone's knee from the 49ers almost killed him, and I'm pretty sure it's Fred, because Fred, when he's flying, there's no guard for anyone around him other than getting the player. So, do I think Hafunga is the best safety? I think he's the best sophomore safety. This is the second season
I give that.
NFL, and I think this is the best one out of his class.
Minka Fitzpatrick?
Overall, no, that's a stretch.
Yeah. Okay, you know what, though? Like we're saying, sophomore. Let's give Talanoa comes up all world this year. He's right there with Minka. Derwin James is just a beast. I don't know if Derwin James got to be the best safety in the NFL, bar none, for years. If he's healthy, Derwin is just, I mentioned what he did to Travis Kelce. Took Kelce up in the air, cleared his feet and everything, drove him into the turf. I says, has anybody ever manhandled Travis Kelce like that? Derwin James just did.
Derwin James is on a whole other level for safety, Ronbo. And to compare Hufanga to Derwin James, I mean, for one, Hufanga would probably have to put on a little bit more weight. Two, he's going to have to be a lot more aggressive. Because, just one, I mean, don't get me wrong, a concussion's a concussion, and that shit sucks if you ever have one. But if you're going to, change your whole play style and, it goes from a night and day comparison, you got to do something to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm all for player safety, but if you want that bag, you got to do what you got to do to get that bag,
Yeah.
So.
Hofunga's going to be okay. He's got to let he'll get better. Remember, his second year.
As long as he's got Palomalu under his wing training him, I think he'll be just fine.
Absolutely.
I think he will be absolutely okay. If there is a player that I wish would stand out, it's Ambry Thomas. His 2 interceptions in the NFC Championship where it mattered the most were clutch. Granted, we probably would have been in the Super Bowl had Tart not have fucked up that, drop pass, but it is what it is.
Again, one of those things the 49ers come up with to lose a game. That is amazing. He threw it right to you. Oh, my God. That was game. Okay, you're right. It's over.
It's over. It happened. Whatever. We'll move on. But, we've got a lot. I mean, standout players. I really hope Drake Jackson is who we think he is, too. And not just some sort of, all hype and nothing. I hope Burford really stands out. That is one player.
Everybody's worried about him.
Yeah. Alfredo Gutierrez, I hope he gets a chance to take a couple of snaps, and I hope he stands out too.
Man.
He's a massive Mexican.
I mean, he's huge.
And he plays tackle too, so who else? Ooh, Cameron Latu. I hope Latu plays on the opposite end of George Kittle, and I hope he learns something from Kittle and how aggressive he needs to be. And Jordan Mason. We can't forget about our guy Jordan Mason. That is one guy.
The modern day beast.
He's just, I mean, he showed us what he could do last season and how he can run through a defensive line. But I really hope.
It looked like nobody touched him.
Exactly.
Looks like he broke stride. So, yeah, he's got to get more touches.
He's our variation of Marshawn Lynch currently right now, in my opinion. And that's something that we need. We need a beast mode on that 49ers offense to step it up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Christian McCaffrey, but he has his own way of doing things. He's not like, I'm going to, punch you in the mouth and then keep running. He's like, okay, I've got my routes to run. I'm going to dance around you. And I'm going to take it in.
And so many other ways to hurt you. That's right. Stephen, always a pleasure. I mean, I'll be back later on the week, and let's talk some more Niners.
All right, Ronbo. I'll talk to you then.
All right, give my best little Rome, too. All right.
Yeah, he turns 1 in 2 weeks.
Oh, go Rome! All right. All right, Stephen. Appreciate you, fam.
All right, Ronbo.
All right.
You have a good night.
You too. Thanks. Bam! Man, Flipper Anderson compared to John Taylor. Boy. That's a guy. No. Flipper was good, but I don't know. John Taylor should have been. John Taylor, if it wasn't for Jerry Rice, John would have been a toast to California. Just let you know, Rams fan. Why is it crying? Rams won't never quit. BM, come on in here, man.
What is Ronbo?
Woo! Hey, BM.
Yeah. What's new on the plate, baby?
You know what? We're looking tonight. We're just giving thanks. It ain't even Thanksgiving yet. We're giving thanks for the fact that 49ers with all their weapons, they can get along together. I mean, you got that offense. It's easy for a diva or two to be running around there with his lips all stuck out in the locker room saying, I don't know, if I could get some more touches, we wouldn't have some of the problems we have. Say what? Man, you know what? You had 3 opportunities that you messed up on. So don't be crying about your touches. You know how dudes do. So we don't have that problem in the locker room. These guys are good.
Everybody has to contribute in their own way. You feel?
BM, we can barely.
1 or 2 years.
We can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's much better. Okay, go ahead.
Can you? I say everybody has to contribute in their own way. You feel me? Like a year or 2 ago, IU was in the doghouse. He didn't want to block.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get the ball, but if you're not gonna contribute like we need you to contribute, then I can see where that becomes a problem. I mean, but most importantly though, Ronbo, if you out there winning, what is we crying about?
Right? There is nothing to cry about. You look foolish.
I can understand the crying if we out here going out here every week and we got a loaded roster and we out here losing. I can understand people saying, got something to say. I just been listening. I be sitting back listening, Ronbo, and if anything that I'm mainly worried about on our whole team is our secondary over anything. At the end of the day, we lost some good cornerbacks. So, they was decent. So I'm anxious to see, like the other guy. I need Ambry Thomas. I need to see what Isaiah Oliver gonna do. I mean, that's what I'm worried about. It's good to have a front four, but if we ain't got nobody that can help defend on the back end, we got a problem.
That secondary, nobody said anything bad about that secondary this year. Last year they said bad things about the secondary going into the season, and they did a pretty good job. This year, they're not saying anything about the secondary because Demo did just enough statistically that you can't get on him, and Chavarius is Chavarius. So, and you got Isaiah Oliver from the Falcons. He's not. He may not be a Jimmy, but he'll do until Jimmy gets back. And then they got a couple of rookies. I do wonder about that secondary, though. I ain't lying. I do wonder. Can y'all do it? And Ambry's getting on my nerves.
You got to wonder about the secondary. You got to think of it like this too, Ronbo. When the Jets got their coach, when they got old buddy from us, we was in question about D'Amico his first year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know about Robert Saleh?
We got some things. Yeah, when they got Robert Saleh, actually we was in question about him his first 1 or 2 years.
Talk to you about him like at a tail, Beham. Nobody want to give Robert no time.
The same way with D'Amico. Now we got a third defensive coordinator. You got to wonder how is he going to call plays. Everything that worked where he was before may not work the same in San Francisco. So, I mean.
There's a good point there because he's not going to be doing things exactly his way. He's going to be doing things according to Kyle Shanahan asked him to come in here and can I get you to adapt to what we already do? Now, I don't know. He can still add his spin to it. He's a smart guy, and he knows what he's doing when it comes to defense. In fact, he's got more experience than D'Amico and Robert Saleh combined, right? So you figure, I'm expecting good things from him.
I'm expecting good things, but I'm just saying right now in the land, we don't, as fans, we don't know what we're about to get. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I hear a lot of people complaining about the quarterbacks and that, but if anything, I believe the offense would do good once they get to rolling. I'm kind of glad I really call them pushover games, the first 2 games of the year. But at the end of the day, J.J. Watt is going to be on the other side of the football on the first game,
See, that's right. So, they'll have a plan for him. They're going to treat him like Aaron Donald.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like we're gonna do good. I feel like we should at least go 5-0 to begin the season. But right now, we're in the land of uncertainty, and before what, I don't want to get on here just talking about quarterback this, quarterback that. I think we're pretty much set at quarterback, and I think we're gonna be fine on that end. And that's a lot of the fans' questions. That's a lot of the media questions. I think we're gonna be set on that end. Nobody gave Jimmy G a chance. We damn sure didn't give Brock a chance when he last year, but look at where he took him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So I think we'll be straight on. I think we'll be straight on the offensive end. I think we're gonna be straight all the way around. As long as we're winning, like I say, I don't see why nobody should even be complaining. I think we're overthinking a lot of things too. We need to start worrying if we stuff around and lose 4 or 5 games that we really shouldn't lose, like we did this year.
That's unavoidable. We're gonna lose at least a game that we're gonna look up and say, how in the hell did they lose that game? Y'all got through beating that team, and then coming in and lose to the Rams. See, that's what I'm talking about. Well, if that happens, I'm going to be very, very upset. I mean, more than usual.
I won't be upset. Depending on the type of the caliber of team we just had to play the week before.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
One thing like the Patriots, well, you see what I'm saying is if we run into a team like the Patriots used to do, notice when the Patriots used to beat up people when they had Tom Brady. Think about they used to have players. They used to be on the offense used to be on the field for like 90 plays a game.
I know.
So that wears a defense out. You know what I'm saying? And if we come off a game where our defense was just on the field for 75, 80 plays, and then we run into somebody who is fair to defense, they might just get us,
Yeah. And that's just what happens, too.
But they might just get us.
Yeah.
And that will be one of the games we'll be looking at like, how in the hell we lost that game to them bombs when we just had a
great game against a team twice that team's capability. But yeah, we gotta go. I'm gonna see you later on in the week. If you got time.
Okay, what day you be back on?
Not sure just yet. This week's gonna be a little crazy too. One more crazy weekend. Yeah. So keep that notification on for me.
I just keep watching out. Yeah, I do that, man. I keep that notification on and be waiting to holler at you again, man.
Appreciate that, BM. Always a pleasure.
Always, never business.
All right, fam. Talk to you later. Be careful out there. All right. Night, BM. And Flipper, man. I'm going to jump Flipper and John Taylor, man. I don't know. Flipper's a good ball player, but come on, man. Hey, Jeff.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Jeff, man, we're sitting back here and looking at the fact that, the 49ers offense, we talk about the defense a lot. We work the quarterback over all the time. It never stops. It's been going on for years. But George Kittle, I love the way he says now, you got a lot of mouth to feed now. It ain't like it was in 2017, 18, 19. Now we got an army of feeds. So, they all understand that. They've had the conversations. They say to themselves, look, guys, let's do what we got to do to win this thing. Don't worry about individual stats when it's time to, but it ain't time. It ain't time now. So, Jeff, can you appreciate that?
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm going to say, I think what it comes down to on this offense is 2 guys. Right, or 3, honestly 3 guys, but the third one I'll save for the end because I don't feel like he needs to have like a huge impact because of who the starter is.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 2 guys I'm going to say is Colt McKivitz.
Yeah. Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he really is. But I think he's going to be better than McGlinchey because I never liked McGlinchey, to be honest.
Mike
Wasn't good at stopping the pass.
Rush. Mm-hmm.
And, McGlinchey's got a lot of pressure on him. But I think, Lynch and Shanahan, they trust him because we didn't draft any O-linemen this year. And they asked him why. And they straight up said, we don't see anybody better than the guys that we got,
Right. I kind of believe him on that.
Yeah.
I really do. But people are mad as hell about
that.
You're right.
There was rumors that we were going to trade maybe our third-round pick and then the fifth round we had and then some no-name player for that pick that the Titans had, that first-round pick. But I'm like, I don't know if that would have gotten the deal done and so we can draft Peter Skoranek or whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Skoranek was probably solid.
Right, which I would have liked, but you have to give up the rest of your picks.
Yeah, you can't have it, or maybe possibly a next year's pick. You don't want to go that route. Just no.
Right.
Because you're going to have to grab. You know what? Because next year with that first round pick, that's going to be a left tackle, right? Because Trent Williams
absolutely
is probably on his last couple of seasons.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you got to get that stud now next year with that first round pick.
Yeah, but McGlinchey, he does have a lot of pressure on him for sure, but I think he could step up. And I think the guy right next to him,
you're saying McKivitz. You're calling him McGlinchey. McKivitz. Okay.
McKivitz. Yeah, McKivitz. And I think the guy right next to him, Burford's going to have a huge second year.
Yeah, right side guys. That's it. Burford, he probably will look better. He's got a lot bigger and stronger. I guess that's where he knew he was weak.
Yeah.
He was getting beaten up. And he's addressed that. So maybe he'll be fine.
Right. And then the second guy in our offense is obviously Brock, but I think Brock's the man. I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. The negative stuff that people say about him is just ridiculous. It's just to fit their narrative. But I'm not too worried about Brock. I think he's legit. But obviously a lot of pressure on him.
Oh, if you're a quarterback automatically, especially a team of the 49ers caliber, you can't be the guy that's holding them back. No. Or else you're going to get it. Are you going to get it?
You know what's funny? A lot of these 49er haters, and I've seen some in the chat recently on previous shows of yours.
Oh.
It's funny. They'll say Kyle Shanahan sucks and should be fired, and Brock Purdy's he's a game manager, and he only wins because of the team around him. It's like, okay, you can't have it both ways because how did we get to the NFC Championship? How did we go undefeated with them? 8 games. So one of them, Shanahan and Brock can't both suck for that to happen, You
got to understand the mentality of the hater. He's already envious. He's green with envy. He can't stand the fact that we're in here celebrating a great team and we're competitive. We've been competitive since 2018. It bothers people. So they got to come in and take those shots. And already, Jeff, they'll never catch up with the 49ers status. Oh, you guys passing up them old trophies. There's no such thing as an old Lombardi, and they know it. But that's the only thing they can grasp at, that straw that says, we're going to stick them because their trophies are not that new. This is what you call stupid. But that's the only thing they can do. So, let them do. That's why I pay no attention. But they say something stupid, I got to call it on them. Flipper was a good wide receiver. I don't know if he was better than John Taylor. That's just comical. So, you got to put up with it.
Right, and then the third guy I was going to say that is so I don't think he's we need him to step up because obviously the guy in front of him is one of our best players. But I think if he does step up, we're going to be an unstoppable team. And that's Jordan Mason.
I can't wait to see him this year. He's going to get more opportunities than last year. He could have played more than he did, Jeff. Kyle just didn't want to give him the ball. Kyle's got this thing about if you're a rookie, especially running back.
If you're a rookie, yeah.
You'll take your turn.
Yeah,
you'll
if you're
wait. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean, I think JP can have a huge breakout year. I honestly do think he'll start over Mitchell. I think Mitchell's injuries are starting to hurt him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And let's say something comes up, middle of the year before the trade deadline or, whenever that is, and Drake Jackson isn't like the biggest impact on that D-line, we might trade Mitchell, who's injury prone, for a guy like Daniil Hunter or Montez Sweat.
Well, now, would you
I
trade
could
for
see
Mitchell?
it.
See, when we make these kind of trades, now, what would you give the 49ers for Mitchell?
What would I want for Mitchell?
No, what would you get for him? I mean, what would you give? I'm a 49er administrator. I'm calling you and asking if you want to make a deal for Elijah Mitchell. Now, what are you going to give me, though?
Well, I mean, if I'm like, let's say I'm the Commanders have a good running back, but the Vikings, who's their running back? It's not Dalvin anymore.
No.
Alexander Madison.
Yeah, I see the thing. I don't know if I'd pick up a running back that's accident prone or not injury prone, because that's the most difficult position on the field to avoid contact, right? So when we make these deals like this, I don't know what we're expecting in return. Maybe a draft pick. I'm not giving you a player for Elijah Mitchell. This is the thing. I don't know that you can get anything for Elijah Mitchell.
Well, hell, we'll give one of our second or third round picks with him.
Well, maybe
throw one of those in.
Running backs are really easy to come by, so you might get a fourth-round pick. So Elijah Mitchell's probably going to be on the team and get released at some point, but I don't know if we're going to be able to trade him.
Yeah. Do you think JP will start over him as the second string?
No, Kyle will do everything he can to start Elijah Mitchell.
Okay.
Yeah, JP's going to get a lot of playing time just for the reason you just stated. Elijah's not going to be able to stay healthy. He's already proven that's not going to happen. Even his first year when he was getting hurt, they kept him in an oxygen tank all week long between games. We were lucky he survived that season to the degree that he did, and he almost had a 1,000-yard season. But now he just can't stay on the field. Like you said, those injuries are probably starting to add up.
Yeah. And I'm going to say one more thing before I get on out of here. So it's obviously the title is offensive mouth. There's too many offensive mouths to feed. What a great problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, though. I think it could affect. So it's going to affect two guys, and it's going to affect Debo or Ayuk.
You think so?
I'm expecting Ayuk to have a huge year.
Could be right.
And if Debo has a year like he had last year, and I love the guy, but we could potentially move off of him, to keep Ayuk. That's what I'm thinking.
But don't count on that, though, Jeff. Debo knows last year he spent too much time asking for money. He's training his ass off this year. I think we're going to see the Debo we seen the year before last. Now that
I don't know how. I don't know how though with Christian. How is he?
Well, now see that's the thing.
Be able to,
who's going to be the odd man out between those three? See, that's the call.
Yeah.
Because Christian's going to get his. He's just going to.
Christian's
Debo. If I had to make my bet right now, Christian,
right,
Debo, Ayuk will get the leftovers again.
Wow.
We'll see. You know what? I hope that it's an equal opportunity attack, and Ayuk gets his share. He's going for the bag next year. He needs the ball.
Like I think Ayuk's going to be named captain this year.
Not a hit. How many captains are we talking about here? Because they're going to put that patch. They'll put that patch on Debo before they put it on Ayuk.
But I think obviously Warner, Trent, Christian. I think Christian deserves one now.
No doubt about it.
Eric Armstead again probably, and I think Ayuk gets one this year too.
We're going to see if they just want to give out one more captain badge, because you can't have too many Chiefs. We'll see. But hopefully Ayuk he gets the recognition he deserves out there. So.
Right.
All right, Jeff. We'll see you
later.
All right,
in the
man.
Week.
All right, man.
Heck
Right,
yeah,
Jim.
man. I hope you're. I heard you were feeling kind of sick, so I hope you're feeling a little bit better.
The summertime allergies just jumping around. But otherwise, I'm
Right.
fine. All right. Look forward to
Good.
talking to you later.
Have
All
a
right.
good one, man.
You too. Thanks, Jeff. Ah. Hey, Tom.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tom, man, we're just looking at that awesome 49er offense and asking questions like, who's the alpha dog? Well, you got a team that contains people like Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Juice would be a good football player on a lot of teams, but Juice is like a facilitator on this team. It's amazing how that offense is constructed right now. So we're looking at who is the dog.
Yeah, man, they need to utilize Juice more.
They really do. But he'll continue to play the role he's playing. I'm pretty sure.
But I love Jennings. I mean, it's gonna be hard to part ways with him. He's such a dog. The way he blocks.
I forgot about him, Tommy. That's crazy. Now, who else did I leave out?
Hey.
Damn.
Now we gotta have a shout out to my little son out, Jim Everett. Remember me, Jimmy? You said I don't call into Ronbo or something. Yeah, I never heard you call in.
Yeah, Tommy used to call all the time, Jim. So yeah, I'll vouch for that.
Nah, he's yeah.
Jim is. The Rams fans, there's science fiction and fantasies. The things that they say.
No, he says they're winning the West.
It's not true.
How are they going to win the West? You have three players. You have Matthew Stafford, you have AD, and then you have Cup. That's it.
Well, that's why I enjoy Marketing Pro calling in and explaining what the questions we're asking like this. Marketing Pro will come in with the straight face and all, and say the most outrageous lies that have been told in lies history. That's why
He's been hitting that Hennessy way too hard. That's his orange juice in the morning. I mean, no offense to. Yeah.
That's amusing. Tell me, you've read other fans like that before, right? They wind up and they start just rolling off these yarns, these fables, and you stop arguing because you realize they can't be serious, and you keep listening, and pretty soon it becomes amusement.
Rams are not stacked, Jim. Just stop. How are they stacked?
With what?
You just stop it, dude. I don't know what. I don't know. He's permanently on some sort of hallucinogenics or something.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, Jennings. He's he's going to be gone next year, so. And if you're at third at 8. You just throw it to Juwan. He's always at the line, at the marker. He always gets the first down. So.
Right. And he knows his role because all the other blue chip guys, and Jennings is one too, but those guys are being watched closely. Why as a quarterback, when I got Javon actually sitting down in the grass with a blade of grass in his teeth, sitting there like twiddling his thumbs, waiting for the ball because there's nobody on him. And sometimes he abuses guys that are trying to cover him. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was that? 2021, the Cowboys. How he's just like bullying Diggs, and Diggs is like on the floor. What's the?
Juwan's a big, strong dude. I tell you.
Yeah, I can't believe it was a 7th-round pick. I mean, he's a total mismatch. Maybe just because he was slow, I guess.
Well, yeah, and there's that. That's 2 out of 3 years with 7th-round picks coming in, shocking people. I mean, Brock Purdy and Juwan Jennings, they didn't start a club, George Kittle was 5th round.
Jim, stop there.
Say, so.
Tutu Atwell, he's like 5'9". Van Jefferson,
left.
What has he done?
I mean, left. Didn't they release Van, or did he just get traded or something recently?
Yeah, I don't know, but he keeps spouting out all these names and nobodies. Never made a Pro Bowl, never will.
But see, Tommy, this is what's worrisome about the Rams now. That you don't want to go in there and slip and lose to that team because the embarrassment would be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do a program for at least 2 weeks because the embarrassment of losing to
no.
a team that sucks like that is just more than we can handle. God. Well, else I started show. All right, Rams are here, guys. Let's just go at it. Just let each other have it because there's nothing to talk about tonight. The Rams slipped and got away with one. It's just unbelievable. They're all here, so let's just go at it. That's what it would end up being. It'd just be a melee. You know, God, embarrassment.
What was it? Last caller was talking about trading Mitchell. Yeah, they're not going to get anything for him. He's a 6th-round pick for one, even though that was a steal, someone said. But the guy's made of glass.
Yeah,
I love the way he plays, but he's
he's awesome.
Ugh.
He's healthy. I mean,
he's good.
He runs between the tackles even better than McCaffrey, but he can't do it more than 1 week at a time. So.
Yeah, I mean, and they said he was a 4.3. I was like, well, that's going to be the Mostert replacement, right?
Yeah, he can run.
But I never saw him hit the edge fast. He's more like between the tackle guy.
Yeah, he's. A lot of guys got straight line speed like that, Tommy. But it doesn't always translate on the field. Debo's a lot faster than his 40 time too. Because once Debo gets out in the open, something comes over him. He becomes possessed, and he becomes a freight train moving at an incredible amount of speed. There's a lot of players like that.
You can't tackle him with one person.
Oh.
I don't think Debo has ever been tackled by one person.
Not open field.
Unless they grabbed his leg or something.
As he was going by, grab a foot and trip him up. But as far as running over to tackle him as he's coming down the field,
legs.
Mm-hmm. That's Jalen Ramsey.
And Jim wants to say he's a double cheeseburger, but yeah, he still is out of shape, and he flew by Ramsey. So what's the excuse? I want to hear all the excuses for that. Imagine when he's in shape.
Which is, by the way, he is now, Tommy. Debo's been working out hard this year. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I expect a bounce back year from him. Definitely going to make the Pro Bowl at least.
All of them know, Tommy. They all know that they should have pulled it off last year. There's no rhyme or reason to explain that. That was their year.
Yeah. I just think, the Eagles are just great, really great. I mean, that offensive line is so good. I mean, I like our offensive line now, except Brendel is just, I'm not high on him, but just because our running up the middle was so bad, and I just blame him. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but
no.
And maybe
it is what it was. But Brendel needed more time. That's his first year at that position. Offensive line takes a little time to gel. This is their second year.
Yeah, true.
I think we're going to see a better offensive line production this year than we did last year. McKivitz, we're a little all too worried about McKivitz and possibly underrating him. McKivitz can actually block. He can't run block, but protection, he's not that bad. He's not great, but he's not that bad.
If you look at John Chapman's, he had some clips of McKivitz, and he was owning Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I'm saying McKivitz is getting a lot of.
It was awesome.
McKivitz is getting a lot of flack for not being able to pass protect, but he does that better than Mike McGlinchey. But he doesn't run block as well as McGlinchey. That's true.
So. McGlinchey should have been way better in the first pick.
His coordination, size, something was off. He's way too big to be.
Yeah, Brett Jones is saying, you know what? If I was his size, I'd be mauling people.
Mike. I don't know. Let's see what he does with over in Colorado. Anyway, Tommy.
Rudy entered the chat. What's up, Rudy?
Oh God, he's gonna come in lying, or it's the Rudy clone who embarrasses Rudy more than Rudy does.
No, I actually blocked that one. I blocked the fake Ramelia.
Oh, so it really is Rudy.
If I see him in the chat, that means it's the real Rudy. So.
Thank you, Tommy. Hey, from now on, Tommy can confirm whether or not it's really Rudy or not. All right.
Yep.
Tommy,
cool, man. Well, good chat. It's haven't talked to you in a while, but
it's a long time.
Been busy, but I'll be calling in since. Oh yeah, I'm in Florida right now visiting family. She's at home, so I'll tell you said hi.
All right. All right, Tommy, one of the best blues men in 49 history. Tommy, let me
Appreciate you.
talk to you later. Have a good time
Talk to
out
you
in
later.
Florida.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks,
And go
Tommy.
Niners, baby, all damn day.
There he goes, Tommy Huxley. And, boy, Jalen, we were just talking about some of your favorite people. Come on in. Jalen. All right. Hey, yo, KC. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Ronbo,
Boom, boom, boom. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. Hey, Case.
What's shaking, Ronbo?
Casey, man, we're sitting here looking at the 49ers offense and sitting here wondering how in the world do we get so lucky as not to have a Stephon Diggs type of guy crying about touches. And we got a bunch of guys that can all put it together to become one big pounding machine. and they're fine with that. So, hey, in case you know what, Kyle Shanahan gets a lot of flack, but maybe he should get a little more credit for getting guys to get along with the program. You know, these guys don't have to be that.
Yeah, well, you know, Kyle's not even sure if people will be alive on Sunday.
And then there's that.
You're supposed to throw everybody into the fire if you're ready to go. Yeah. That's why I'm really concerned, you know, Ronbo, if Trey Lance does start, you know, what Kyle's going to do with Trey. He's going to run him 10 or 15 times again.
Well, honestly, I can't imagine Trey starting. The things I'm hearing about Trey now is they're having to work on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Some of his footwork is you know, what's that guy the one guy that was working with Trey says, it took me one day to diagnose and make some adjustments with this guy and this guy, but it took me 4 days to try to understand what Trey was doing that needed correcting. And I said, 4 days? It takes you 1 day with most quarterbacks. It took you 4 days with Trey? And then he says even then, some of the things are still a work in progress. So Trey's having to go a route that, you know, I don't know if he's going to be ready to go this year. If they stick with him, though, and maybe, because Trey's still got the upside. He's got a lot of raw potential. If they stick with him for as long as they can, they finally may be able to get him up to speed. I don't know if it's going to be between now and September, from the way it sounds.
So what exactly is he not up to speed on?
Huh? What?
What exactly is he not up to speed on?
Yeah, Trey does some things that, you know, your quarterback gurus who look at certain things and need adjustments, and they think, that's the problem right there. All right, here's what I want you to do. Well, usually...
talking his mechanics?
Yeah. Usually, well, as I said, the one guy said that the guy says, I looked at, normally I can look at a quarterback and assess pretty much what he needs to do within a day or so. With Trey, it took me 4 days to get to the bottom what some of his issues were. I says, oh, really? What does that mean? That's because the first thing on my mind is, what does that mean? So I kind of figured it means that maybe it's going to take a little longer than September.
Maybe it has something to do with his throws mostly.
Yeah, you know, with quarterbacks, footwork has a lot of things to do with it too. It's all that synchronicity as a quarterback is also important. So,
well, you know, Brock's got that down. Brock's footwork is phenomenal.
Yeah, 4 years of college. He's had how many coaches working with him year in and year out? And it wasn't a
I just think he's one of those people that is probably has a really high IQ.
Well, coordination is on par with his way of. There's just some guys that are born to do that. Natural throwers, and that's why Kyle Shanahan's always talking about natural throwers. Natural throwers can usually make adjustments really quickly. They know how to, during the course of their careers, adjust and make throws that are going to work better. You know how to do this. Mahomes was a master of that. He still is. Tommy Brady, another master of adjusting throws as he learns. You know, this Trey had that capability is what they're talking about now, it seems. this is
Well, I
some
would
of
say Trey's a natural thrower. I mean, I think anyone that can throw the way Trey does, I
Yeah.
think considered a natural thrower.
Yeah, powerful arm versus precision tree is two different things. But, it's all got to come together. Trey cannot be wasted, though. Because like you're saying, guy's got an arm. You got to figure out a way to make all that work.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Trey get out there on some, crazy plays, like have him line up a wide receiver and do some flea flickers or something like that. I mean, if they're not going to, if Brock does get the start, find a way to get Trey out there somehow.
Yeah, they need to. They invested a lot in him. They're still investing a lot in him with a lot of time, a lot of coaching. So
Maybe
they're going to work
some
hard.
red zone packages or something.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in those. Remember that first year? He didn't do bad. He hit the receiver on time. A few times he ran around the corner a couple of times. That's okay. That was a clear kind of run.
What's the saying? The best ability is availability. That's really just been his problem.
Yeah, because you can't learn anything if you're injured and you're out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Ronbo, I saw this old Sports Illustrated cover when the Niners were going to face the New York Giants. Jonathan Goodwin, Alex Smith, Bruce Miller, and Frank Billy. Cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. Sports Illustrated.
It was such a powerful run team back then. Jonathan Goodwin at center was. They really haven't had a center like Jonathan Goodwin since then.
I know those guys only come around every now and then. Even what's his name? Alex Mack. In his prime, Alex Mack was straight.
Old
money.
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
Ah.
Alex Mack, aka Buzz Lightyear.
Oh yeah, he does kind of Mr. Perspiration. I never heard of such a problem. He's got to bring a couple extra towels out on the field because the quarterback can't dry his hands.
That was such a bad way to start the season. The first play of the season, man.
He slips a ball to Jimmy. It's sopping wet.
Season.
Yeah, it falls on the ground. As you know, that's going to be a problem. They weathered that storm, though. We'll be okay. The offensive line, we're not the worst in the league. So, you know what, Casey? We have to appreciate what we've got. There's a lot of teams that are worse than us. So, look at the Rams' offensive line. You don't think that's poo-poo?
That's the spirit. Yeah.
I do, The Seahawks, they still haven't done a lot.
Raiders,
yeah. They still haven't done a lot about that offensive line. So, we aren't the worst.
Yeah. And I heard Jimmy might not even start for the Raiders this year.
Yeah, Jimmy's. They say he'll be ready for training day, but I mean, getting his foot done as late as he did.
Last I heard, he didn't pass his physical.
Well, yeah, and that's going to get his contract waived if that foot doesn't heal up between now and.
And Ronbo I remember on Father's Day, I was looking at the Raiders Instagram, and it was like the most depressing comments on their Father's Day post I've ever seen. The Raiders.
Yeah,
top comment was like "Fire Josh," the Father's Day post.
Yeah, that's you gotta when there's blame to be designated, the first people you get are the manager and the quarterback. When's the last time you heard a GM getting in a lot of trouble? It's always the QB and the manager. So, if you get that job, whatever they're paying you, know this: it's not enough. You make one wrong move, and they're gonna and everybody's gonna be all over you within seconds. Be a winner, and the glory can't be measured. That's just the way it works. There's no in between. So
yeah, it's a cutthroat business, man.
Yeah. I mean, Casey, remember Shanahan when he first came to us, what he looked like? He looked fresh and a lot. Now you look at Shanahan, he looks war-torn. I mean, Shanahan looks beaten down. It's not just the beard either. Kyle Shanahan looks worn out.
He came back after the Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs with a bunch of gray hair.
Yeah. And when he got off the plane, when he first joined us back in 2017, guy looked like he's in his early 30s. You know, I was like, God, Kyle, man, now you look like you're ready for a retirement. You got one more year of that bad year. Things like, but you know, Casey, can you imagine? Be Kyle. You got this team. It's good. You get all the way to the end of the line. You got one more team to beat, and boom! It has nothing to do with the team, but something bizarre happens. That's got to make you crazy.
Yeah, you know, it is Kyle's responsibility to have the team ready and everything. You know what I mean?
He did. But how'd you break Brock's arm? How did Kwaski T miss the perfect set
with
at
Josh
play?
going in there, you got to get Josh ready.
Damn. Well, then, yeah. But could you get Josh ready? I think Josh was as ready as he could possibly get. That's who Josh
it's
is.
a tough spot, you know.
Poor guy.
It's a tough spot for anyone to just jump in, not having played in a long time.
Roethlisberger wanted to play for they went after Roethlisberger a few weeks before. Can you imagine Ben Roethlisberger in that spot? You're not going to shake him. Ben Roethlisberger was not.
I mean, they needed a comeback king, man. They needed someone like I don't know, Jeff Garcia to suit up and.
You're pissing Emilio off.
Day.
Emilio's still mad at Jeff Garcia.
Why?
It's just because
Why
Jeff
is he mad at Jeff Garcia?
Yeah, I mean, it has a thing about guys, quarterbacks that get there, but they can't get over that spot. You know, you get to the NFC Championship, you get to the Super Bowl, you're a Pro Bowler and all this, but you just can't win the big one. You gotta go.
I tell you what, if Jeff had the supporting cast of 2020 and a year ago, Jeff Garcia could have done it, man. I mean,
Amen.
Jeff Garcia was one of the best quarterbacks of his time.
Amen.
And,
I agree, Casey. It's about quarterbacks do not win games by themselves. They never have, and they never will. They've got to have a supporting cast.
There's only like half a dozen quarterbacks that have done 30 touchdowns back-to-back seasons. Jeff Garcia is one of them.
Who?
Well, it's like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, probably Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah, well.
And Kirk Cousins.
But see, all they do is throw the ball.
Like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, they don't run.
Kirk Cousins' numbers are pretty incredible. I understand what Big Show likes him so much, but he just doesn't. I don't know.
He's not going to get you there. Cousins.
He's probably. I'm sure Emilio put Cousins in the same coach.
Oh, for sure.
But they're different players. Damn it.
Yeah. Kirk is another one. He finds a way to fizzle.
I'm sorry, man. I take Jeff Garcia over Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah. Show's desperate. He wants to win, and he's been wanting to win for a long time. He's of that age group that didn't see anything during the 49er glory days, like a lot of them, and they're becoming impatient.
Yeah.
And with good reason. The 49ers have got to stop getting there and getting killed at the last second in whatever fashion they come up with. Because the 49ers are manufacturing ways to lose these things. They're not getting outplayed as much as they're getting beat by stupid moves.
I just feel like when Show calls in, it's always like he kind of nitpicks. You know what I mean? It's not like.
No, I understand. I understand that. That whole generation, they're just not. They're tired of getting there and coming up short. I understand.
I'm tired too, man. But all these people that even entertain the idea of getting a new head coach and stuff, it's like they don't remember.
That's not going to stop.
They don't remember a 12-game win streak.
It's not going to stop until they win it.
It's crazy what the Niners did last year.
I know.
I'm happy with last year. Last year was not a failure. Last year was special. Yeah. Last year was like, remember the Titans to me, Ronbo. That was, they should have made a Disney movie out of it. And then people call in, we didn't do it. What were you watching last year? They were averaging 30, 35 points a game or whatever. Man, it was great football last year.
I mean, it was epic. So.
They swept the Seahawks last year.
You can't lose in the NFCCG. You can't lose that game.
I don't know. It just went Twilight Zone. It was just, and then on top of it, the freaking 40-yard penalty to start the game.
Oh.
I mean.
All right. Casey, we got to go, though. I'll be back looking for you later. I mean, it's not a complete week without Casey. So I'll look for you later on.
I appreciate it, Ronbo. Hey, Ronbo, let me give a shout out to my man Jalen. He cracked the hell up out of me last time, going off about Mullins, and he goes, "Damn it, Ronbo! Everyone watches this game. Scientists in Alaska and pirates in Somalia."
Jalen, don't tell they left out some of the probes going on in outer space. They were also watching that game as well. Hey,
I missed you on Friday, Ronbo. Damn it.
Yeah, I wasn't here on Friday. I got caught up in responsibilities. I hate it. But anyway, I'm trying to get past them. Casey, this is a responsibility too. We're going to make sure we keep doing as much as possible. I'll see you later in the week, though. Good luck with that. And you got to win tomorrow's bet, whatever it is, because I know you.
Hey, still on top, Ronbo. Can't lose, man. Just hit a 3-teamer the other night. Got the rodeo in town out here. Poker was really good to me over the weekend.
All right. Here you go. Go get him, Case.
I can't wait for football, man. Tired of this WNBA, MLB betting I'm doing.
I know. All right, fam. Have a great night, Casey.
Yeah, appreciate it.
There he goes. Reno Casey. Mr. Block Ice 22. No doubt we're stacked. Health is the thing. Always will apparently be. You get all these guys together. I mean, you even look at the fact that you can't keep Elijah Mitchell on the field. Why? Hey, Bryant, come on in.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Brian, doing okay. We're just like everybody else. We're waiting for the season to get started. So we're just coming up with things to talk about until then. And saluting George Kittle tonight for actually making a point to make sure, hey, we got a lot of mouths to feed out here. We got too many mouths to feed, in fact. But, it's a good problem to have. And the nice thing about George is George takes the lead on the whole attitude about, listen, guys, we're all in this together. Let's make it happen. I mean, if I'm blocking, if I get one catch a day, I'm fine with that. If we're winning, that's all that matters. See, that's the kind of guys you got to have. Brian, go ahead.
All right. Well, I got a couple things because I haven't talked to you for a while. It's kind of one probably did on my part, but it is kind of hard to get a hold of you some days.
Yeah, no, I feel like the invisible man sometimes. I really do apologize for that. Brian, we're gonna get together before the season starts. I guarantee you that.
I really kind of feel. No, I'm not even talking about that, but I'm really talking about like some days, like you used to be like Monday to Friday, 7 days a week. I remember 7 o'clock across the empire.
Yes.
Niners. I remember that shit. It definitely is something to look forward to.
Thanks, Brian.
But hey, do you know what happened today?
No.
Okay.
Especially when you say it like that. What did I miss?
Levi Stadium had a giant fundraiser today. Do you know who Tom Grossi is in the YouTube world?
Tom Grossi? No.
He's a big Packer content creator, but he does like NFL content, so it's not just Packers, but he does the Packer cast.
How do you spell his last name?
Grossi, Grossi.
Wait. See, because sometimes by that name, when I see it, I think I do know who you're talking about. But what about him? We held a fundraiser for him. Did Tom pass away?
Well, no, we didn't hold a fundraiser, but this noble man, right? He come through and he came up with, he's got like 450,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And he's done fundraisers before on his channel. He's got a cool panel. He works with like 3 other content creators. But again, he came up with this idea. He totally did it on his own. He took actually the money that he was going to spend on a house, for a down payment. And he said he's going to go in 30 days to 30 different NFL teams, stadiums. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to each stadium, and he's in the process of doing that right now. And he's raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And all this, everything's going to it. So if anybody right now who's listening can contribute or can donate, I mean, I really appreciate it. Everybody else appreciates it as well. This isn't me trying to plug him. This is me plugging the children. This is me, telling you, if you have a little bit of extra money and you can donate to St. Jude's, through Tom Grossi, he's raising as much money as possible. He's raised over $305,000, $309,000 now.
Awesome.
$900,000. So it's been really cool. So he's got a YouTube channel, and he's done, I think, almost all the stadiums. Today he went to Santa Clara.
Right.
Today we got to see him at Levi's. So a lot of 49ers fans went to Levi's today and met up with him. And, you know, we got to see him in person. I took the family, and we give him a couple cups so he can donate to him to charity. Because what he does is he's been going to, like, the store at the stadium and buying a jersey, and then he raffles it off. And it's really awesome. He's got, like, different, you know, steps, you know, as he's doing it, where, you know, if he raises this much money, he's going to do this or that. So at the end, if he raises enough money, whoever donates the most will pick the tattoo he's going to get of the NFL team. So it's kind of crazy. You know, he's like a Packer fan, you know, and you wouldn't want a Bears logo on you. It's like we're Niner fans. We don't want a Raider logo on us. But if they donate the most, that's kind of fun. But, yeah, we got to go see him today, got to meet him, and it was a lot of fun. And if anybody, again, can donate to St. Jude's, that's amazing. Or any
the
other
St. Jude representative,
charity.
What's his name that always shows at the combine? He has
I'm
to be.
drawing a blank. I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
wish I
Anyway,
knew.
he comes in and he does that. He does the 40 in some terrible time every year, and he does it for St. Jude. St. Jude gets so much love. I hope that organization is doing well. But yeah, that's a great thing.
Again, he's raised over $309,000.
Wow.
He's trying to raise $1 million, but I don't know if he's going to make that. But he's leaving our stadium. He's going to Oakland. He's going to go to Arizona, and then he's got the Rams and Chargers Stadium, and he's over. So it's going to be like super big. So if you guys do get to go check out his channel, check it out, and if you can donate. But other than that, Ronbo, I mean, I can mark off 2 things now on my bucket list. I got to meet Tom Grossi, and then I got to meet John Jay, the Ultimate 49er Report, today. And
Wait a minute. Rich Eisen. Thanks, Jedi. Rich Eisen must be just loving it. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it's super huge. He went on the Pat McAfee show a couple of days ago and was able to talk about, you know, the charity and stuff. So different NFL teams have done different things for, you know, Tom Grossi, because he reached out to him, but I don't know how serious they thought he was. So some of the stadiums he's been able to get into, and some of them he hasn't. So every one of them he's done some kind of fan event. In Buffalo, he jumped through a table. You guys know about the Bills Mafia and how they like to break tables.
I know.
So he did it too, and it's really it's just so fun, because what it is he's a Packer fan, but he's been able to come to each stadium and embrace each fanhood. You know, and you know, sure, it's a lot of fun. So today we went and give him 3 coffee cups. One that's got, you know, a nice collage of the Packers and 49ers memorable moments on it, and then it says St. Jude's on the other side. And we told him, don't give that one away. Keep that one. But the other 2 cups, we made him a Trey Lance cup, and we made him a Brock Purdy cup. And he opened up 1 cup first. It was Trey Lance. And then he looked at me and said, is the other one Brock Purdy, because you guys don't know who your quarterback is? And, you know, he's a comedian. He's funny, you know. It's funny. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if anybody was there, I didn't get to see you. I'm so sorry. But I was the family guy standing next to the 3 redheads and the little blondie. And it was a lot of fun. And, again, we got to meet John Jay. And so I got to scratch off my bucket list. If you guys don't know about him, he's got a YouTube channel. He's 49er Ultimate Report. And then I don't know, you know, Ronbo, I mean, it's got to be here soon, man, you know, but I got to mark that off my bucket list too. We got to meet up here one day.
Right.
But other than that, what George Kittle said about there's too many hands to feed, I got a question for you.
What?
Even though the Commanders don't really need a wide receiver, if it was like some way presented and they went for the deal, would you trade Juwan Jennings for Chase Young?
Wow. That's something I have to think. I need a few minutes to think about that.
So then while you think about it, let me base the question a little bit better. So Juwan Jennings is really good on 3rd down, right?
Right.
But we have, you know, so many weapons, right? So many people could contribute. And now we have rookies that's stepping in. So maybe Juwan could be replaced, right? And he's not super expensive where we can't walk away, and he's not tied to us forever. It's only like 1-2 year contract, right? So same thing with Chase Young. He's not necessarily going to be tied to us forever, but if he could impact the position, of need right now, right, where we need somebody to sack the quarterback on third down, not catch the ball on third down because we can get somebody to replicate that. We're having a hard time getting somebody to sack the quarterback on third down. So even if it wasn't Chase Young, but we still say Juwan, would you trade Juwan Jennings for another player that could impact the defensive side of the ball?
And Brian, I say no to that because Ngakwe, Clowney, there's a couple other guys around available. I don't need to get rid of Juwan. I don't know why in the world Washington would get rid of Chase unless there's something seriously wrong. That's a Pro Bowler. As long as he stays on the field, Chase Young's one of the best in the game. I don't know why I'd be getting rid of him unless there was something really, really wrong with him. So now you bring the next D forward to San Francisco.
Well, this is his fourth year. His first year he was good, high expectations. His second year he got hurt. Yeah. His third year he hasn't been able to replicate his first season.
Well, he hasn't healed up from that injury.
So his fourth year, we would hope that he's fully healed, where he could, actually impact the game. But again, a lot of people, when I've thrown this situation to them or scenario, they said, "Oh, let's just trade Kim off." No, because that's trading one bad player for another bad player, and they're not going to take our player. So that's why I throw it out there. Like Juwan, he has an impact, he has value, and I'm not hating on Juwan. I'm just saying if you're going to trade somebody, you want to trade somebody. You would want to trade somebody that they would be like, oh yeah, we could use them exactly. So if it's not Chase Young or if it's another team, if you could trade Juwan again, because we have so many playmakers that Kittle said. There's only so many balls to go around. I'm trying to sell it to you. I would make the trade because we have wide receivers. We have running backs that could catch the ball on third down, but we don't have somebody that can impact the defense yet. At this point, wait until preseason comes through and the regular season starts. And I could be totally wrong, but maybe the guy's already on the team. But Juwan's only going to be here like another year. If we could get something out of him before we lose him, I would do it.
Because he's a restricted free agent this year, and I don't know if that's going to continue into next year. I don't know how many years you can hang that tag on him. But I do. There's something about Chase Young. As soon as I heard he was on the market, I said, "Whoa! How do you put Chase Young on the market? He's not. There's no age on him. That injury is more serious than they were letting people know." So I don't know. That's why I don't know. I'll go ahead and take my chances with Drake. And maybe if I want an edge rusher that bad, I'll go another route. But I don't know if I want to make a trade with Washington. Yeah.
No, they absolutely doesn't. They don't really ever trade with us. It's really weird how we got Trent Williams from them. But
hey, NFC East,
it's
and Williams he fought his way out of there. And also the NFC East. Do you notice we don't have any trade partners in the NFC East? It's everybody in the NFC East is there's a problem with the NFC East in San Francisco. This goes back to
we don't really mess with the Cowboys. We really don't mess with the Cowboys. If we do, it's a superstar player or somebody on free agency getting loose,
or somebody stole somebody's player.
Washington, we've had so many playoff battles with them in the '80s and stuff. And then the whole thing with Dan Snyder. And now Kyle Shanahan's just something else to feel it. Be like, oh, well, I used to have him on my team. We're not dealing with him for sure. Okay.
Parcells.
The Eagles, and then whatever
the
happens
Eagles.
with the Giants,
I never really had anything with the Eagles.
The Giants are one of those teams. It's like they always seem to give us problems in the playoffs.
Well, Parcells and they didn't. We had a problem with him, especially Walsh. So it's still there. The Giants will not deal with the 49ers under any circumstances. And the Cowboys, forget about it. All the players they stole from us, all the players we stole from them. So there was no deals made. Those players just got over to us. And like you mentioned, the Commanders. So, that's...
All right, last question before I leave. Have you been able to look at the season?
Have you been able to look at the season?
For the Niners?
In what capacity?
like who the opponents were playing and what days we're playing?
Yeah, no. I mentioned this earlier. When the schedule came out, I was a little upset with the fact that we're playing, going through so many time zones, and I don't know how that's going to affect or impact the guys. You know, if you're in real good shape, it shouldn't take you all the way out, but it could. That's too many time zones in shorter periods of time. We have back-to-back weeks. We're going east-west. I don't know why the schedule makers thought that was okay. That does concern me.
Yeah, they always mess with us on traveling or
Not
something.
to
Like
this
this year, I
degree.
think we have more. There's more or less. We have less rest days in between other games than any other team.
Yeah, but Brian, you're not taking any
Seattle, I
time
think,
off
has
going
the
from one
most.
coast to another this time, and that's unusual. Usually you go to
Yeah.
the East Coast and stay there for a couple of weeks or something like that. Now, no, you guys got to come back to L.A., then go back out. He's like, oh, wow. Whoa.
So when you do get to look at the schedule in detail, and hopefully you remember this because I think you'll get a chuckle out of it. There's a 5-game streak where we were playing nothing but birds. I didn't coin this, but I think it's really funny. I heard it, I think, from Brad, SF Niners. He said we're going bird hunting.
I will take a look at that. What is it, Cardinals,
Yeah,
Ravens?
we played like the Seahawks, and we played the Seahawks, and then another bird team, and the Seahawks again, and then I think it's the Cardinals, and then we play the Ravens. Oh, I think it's Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks, Cardinals,
Eagles.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, last question, and I'm leaving. I know you got to kick me out. But what would you rather? Would you rather win in Seattle on Thanksgiving, or would you rather lose in Santa Clara against the Ravens on Christmas?
Right, you just got all kind of wonderful things to look forward to, don't you?
Well, it's just horrible, isn't it?
Both of those are
like
unacceptable.
Right?
Yes.
I'd rather eat Thanksgiving turkey in Seattle, like you did to us. I want that turkey leg on the field. And what's great about that game is at least it's at nighttime. It's the last game of the day. So, everybody who's listening, please eat Thanksgiving early so you can stomach the game, and then afterwards you can have, that victory, pumpkin pie, and all that good stuff. But yeah, this year we're holding up the turkey leg on Seattle's field.
Damn right.
So,
but I don't really care for having my Christmas ruined by the Ravens either. So I don't know what to tell you on that one.
Yeah, I don't want to lose to the Ravens on Christmas either. But you know what? As long as the kids are happy on Christmas, that's all that matters. And I think that's the late game too. So, well, Ronbo, thank you so much for letting me come on and talk with you.
Brian,
and
it's always a pleasure.
Love to talk to you soon. You know how to get a hold of me, and I'll call in here real soon. I've been busy as well. But
no, I understand.
Hey, everybody, go Niners, and please go check out St. Jude's if you can. It really means a lot to everyone. It's about our future. So thank you, Ronbo. Go Niners.
Thank you, Brian. Night, fam. Give my best to the family.
Oh, yeah.
And Jalen's back. All right, let's go. Hey, Jalen.
Hey, Ronbo, you can hear me? Can you hear me, Ronbo?
I can hear you now, clearly. Go right ahead.
You can hear me? You hear me loud and clear?
I hear you loud and clear.
Man, Cardinals, y'all are relevant.
Yep.
Rams, y'all some bums.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks have a Warner ring in 10 plus years. I know that can't be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Ronbo, how you doing, OG? I ain't heard you in a while.
Just sitting back here. I got all them adult responsibilities that beat up on me. I got a few of those coming up this week, too. It's been rough to get away and have fun with football. So anyway, yeah, it's been like that. So I just pick out anything I could think of. I'm looking around. George Kittle's talking about, man, we got a lot of mouths to feed. We love having that problem. And I said, well, George, yeah. I'm thinking to myself, who's George? Who's the alpha dog now? It used to be you and Debo. You guys shared that load. You got a lot of dogs out there now, and you can't tell me Christian McCaffrey has quickly become a dog.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, Ronbo. That I'm trying to think what game it was where CMC might have been that Rams game. That first Rams game where he just was the go-to guy that game, Ronbo. He couldn't be stopped. He couldn't be stopped.
Oh,
Rams couldn't stop him if Jesus they couldn't. They had no way.
George Kittle couldn't stop him, Jalen. That touchdown was George Kittle's. CMC would have. No, I'll take this.
Man, Ronbo,
Go
I told you.
CMC.
I told you, Ronbo, you can't like guys like Ronbo. You remember we played against the Panthers in 2019, and we played against them this year. Both of those games, Christian McCaffrey had like a 30-yard rushing touchdown where he just gashed our defense. Ronbo, you cannot contain a guy like that.
No, not all game long.
You cannot. You just cannot. That guy is way too good, Ronbo, and he plays for us.
And he's determined. That dude's out there throwing touchdown passes. What? Touchdown passes.
He's a locker room presence too, Ronbo. You see how all these guys, how their work ethic has gotten different ever since he done started, working out.
Yeah.
At the facility in off season.
Uh-huh.
Now the programming looking a whole lot different. Now guys out there running harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get shown up by the new
you
guy.
Look bad. Yeah, you gotta have Christian out there showing you up. Yeah.
They don't want the new guy showing them up, which I understand completely.
Good.
But man,
that's what they should
Chris CMC. I think honestly, Ronbo, if we have a chance to extend them, I think we should.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no doubt.
Just as long as Kyle doesn't beat him up, Ronbo, Kyle doesn't need to be running him between tackles. As long as he's running the outside tackles and putting him outside wide, Ronbo, he can play at least till he's well past 30.
Yeah. What's Christian, 26, 27? Yeah, so
he's like 27.
Yeah,
he definitely got another 3-4 years in him. I can see another good 3 years.
Real effective production, exactly.
And it's not like he's the only weapon on the team to where we'd have to solely rely on him.
See, that's the beauty of this all. That's why I said, who's the alpha now? Because it used to be just George and Debo split that dude.
Yeah.
And mainly
to me,
George,
it was always just George. It's always been George to me, Debo came later. Be real.
Exactly.
He did, but Ronbo, Debo, he busted out in 2021. You got to remember 2019, Emmanuel Sanders was ahead of him and George.
Yes.
2020, he got hurt, and Brandon Ayuk was, mostly the guy in 2020 because that was the year of the high ankle sprain. Everybody got hurt that season.
That's true.
So, I mean, Debo's only had one season where he showed he was like the number one option.
Year before last.
But George Kittle,
always.
George Kittle, Ronbo, he's been doing that since 2018. People know Kittle is that guy since 2018. That is our go-to guy. He can't go. He cannot go anywhere.
No. He's the face of the franchise for the longest time.
Ronbo, I know you might think I'm crazy for saying this. I'll get rid of Debo and Brandon to keep Kittle.
Whoa.
I'm doing it. Ronbo, I'll do it. I promise you I'll do it. Not at the same time, but if I have to, but if it comes down to Ronbo, I can't get rid of Kittle. I can't. Yeah. You saw what they did. If it came down to Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, you know that Reed is probably gonna keep Travis Kelce.
Right. Good night, Tyreek. Yeah.
Yeah, like that culture, what he is to the team, Ronbo, you can't replace that. I love Debo, I love Brandon, but what George means to this team and to this organization, like if it wasn't for a guy named Dwight Clark, Ronbo, he'd probably be the greatest tight end of all time in the 49ers.
And that's why you look up and see George's got nothing but CMC to go along with him. You can actually find somebody else, but I got to tell you, Debo is definitely unique in that Debo way. You're not going to find a lot of those. Is there another Debo in the NFL? Jalen? Actually, what's that dude that came out of school trying to imitate Debo and kind of reminded you of Debo, was always trying to live up to that kind of Debo? You got Cordero Patterson. He's a Debo type. But still, Debo running down the field. Looks like we may have lost Jalen. Give him some time to see if we can get back in here. Jalen? Yeah, when you look at those kind of guys and Debo, man, Jalen Ramsey. Somebody just asked Jalen Ramsey, who's the worst wide receiver?
Ronbo, I accidentally muted myself, Ronbo. But I'd say even though he's not in the league now, Percy Harvin, Debo kind of reminds me of Percy Harvin.
Forgot about Percy. He was a little lighter weight than Debo, but
Yeah,
same
he was a little bit
style.
lighter, but Percy Harvin. Trying to think, just gadget guys. I mean, Ronbo, his physicality is different, but like I think back when he was, I don't know.
Percy?
I was
Or
gonna
Debo?
say a younger Jarvis Landry, because Jarvis used to be he was a younger one of Miami. He was a bit of a more of a they put him at running back at times back on Miami.
Yeah.
Because Jarvis, he's a physical runner though. Like he is. And Jarvis is actually bigger than people think. He's about 200 pounds.
But Debo, I don't know what to call Debo. I don't know. I can't call him a wide receiver. You can.
You can, Ronbo. He's
but I mean,
better,
he's a positionless player. He's not. Debo doesn't have on his business card. It'll say anything you want me to do.
Nah, Ronbo, he's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver. That needs to. He's a wide receiver that can take plays at running back. But Ronbo, that guy, he's a wide receiver. He can. Is he about to get wide open on a top 2 corner? Man to man on 3rd and 14, probably not. But could he find a spot in the zone and get open and sit there? And can he beat a guy one-on-one on a slant and on in-breaking routes? Absolutely.
Yes,
he can do that.
Can. That's what he does best.
Yeah,
so
like Debo's really good against the zone. He's really good against zone coverage. Yeah, I think Brandon Ayuk is actually better against man coverage than he is zone.
Man. That's hey, what's Stephon Diggs' brother's first name?
Trayvon.
Yeah.
Trayvon.
That's Trayvon. Trayvon was running behind. Well, I was just funny. Is that Trayvon Diggs? Is Ayuk's leading him down the field like that?
Yeah, Ronbo.
I thought he's supposed to be all that.
Yeah, Ronbo. I don't think he's that kid. He's all right. He's decent. I'll give him he got good ball skills, Ronbo. You can't teach the ball skills he has.
Anticipation.
But yeah, he's high risk, high reward though. You know what I'm saying? He's very high risk, high reward. Like it's either a touchdown, a pick six, or it's 6 points going the other way. Yeah, with him.
First year, boy, he was something else.
He gave up. Ronbo, you remember he had 11 interceptions, but gave up 1,000 yards. Gave up 1,000 yards, Ronbo.
Anytime somebody would have brought that up, if we was out eating or something like that, yeah, that boy got 11 interceptions. Yeah, but ask him how many yards he gave up this year. Y'all give him too much love,
1,000? Man, Ronbo, the Cowboys, fans are some of the most delusional people I've ever met in my entire life. They worse than flat earthers, Ronbo. They are worse than flat earthers. And flat earthers, damn it, they can really get under my skin. Because how can you think of something like that?
And the first ones to say and defend Dak Prescott. I mean, I can't wait till Dak. I already know Dak's mind is ruined. I can't wait to see him this year. Dak says the same thing each and every year. Yeah, we're pretty much focused and poised on the job at hand here. We're looking forward. We've got all what we need to succeed this year. Hey, Dak, you know what? It ain't got nothing to do with the rest of them. It's about you. Have you improved your situation?
Man, it's you, dog. It ain't got nothing to do with the defense. You threw 2 picks, brother. You lost the game. You led the league in interceptions, missing 5 games. I don't want to do, Ronbo, boy, I tell you about dinking Dak. That's what me and my dinking Dak, because he throw dink passes all day. He just dink and dunk it all the time.
And then when he tries to throw one, it doesn't work. Micah Parsons was so mad after they lost that 49ers game. Michael said some things that you could tell who he was talking about. He didn't mention no names, but he came out there and pretty much said, well, we did our job. What are you trying to say, Micah?
Yeah, he's trying to say that the offense didn't do shit.
That's so good. I said somebody, because Dak gets away with that every year. He comes out to make that speech like, we win and we win. That ain't Dak.
He had the nerve to get mad at the kicker that one game when he was missing kicks. Nobody got mad at you when you was throwing all them interceptions, though, Dak. What was the energy when you was throwing picks back to back?
Mad too. Boy, he was mad. They put the camera on him on that second or third kick the dude missed. They put the camera on him. Dak was raging.
How dare he, Ronbo?
All them bad words coming out of his mouth, and he was all pissed off.
How dare he? How dare he do that? And the week before that, he had just lost to the Washington Commanders with Sam Howell at quarterback. How dare he do that? You getting mad at the kicker, but you turn around and you gonna throw 2 interceptions in a divisional game. In a divisional, man, all right, dog. All right. You a hypocrite, Dak Prescott. You a hypocrite.
Yeah, that's what I like about the 49ers. You'll never see. In fact, even when Kwaski T muffed that INT in that playoff
He said, I
game,
own up to it. That was on me.
he did, and Fred went over there and told him to stop blaming yourself. Let's go. You know, that's what you do. Put no mirror on nobody.
Ronbo, I don't. That was like as the quarterback of the team, Ronbo. If you're doing that, if you're showing up, you can't show up your players if you're the quarterback, Ronbo. There's no way you can do
that's
that.
just way out of line.
You can't do it as the quarterback. You cannot show up your kicker, Ronbo, because everybody look at the pecking order in there, Ronbo. The kicker is probably lower than punter. Honestly, you got the least popular position getting insulted by the popular positions.
Right. Leader of the team.
Come on.
Behaving like that.
You the leader of the team and you stand up here thrashing your kicker. Come on, Dak. Really?
And make sure the camera caught you. Yeah. You know?
They should have caught you when you threw them goddamn 3 pick sixes. What was that energy when he threw them pick sixes, Ronbo? When he threw a pick six to end the game versus Jacksonville.
Yeah. Camera followed him to the sideline. And he had a blank look on his face.
Yeah, looking stupid. I can't stand Cowboys fans, Ronbo. Damn it, I can't stand that entire division as a whole. Because them New Yorkers, I don't like how they sound when they talk, Ronbo. They just sound really weird. Then they got them big ass rats there. I don't like rats. No.
You and me both. I mean, I'm trying to find somebody who likes a rat. But it's NFC East, and they don't want to deal with us either. There's no trades or anything.
Eagles, Ronbo. God, and I didn't even have a problem with the Eagles at first to this year. Then they started talking.
I did. Years ago, the Eagles are always getting a little extra rough during games. I'll never forget that dude that grabbed Marquise Goodwin, was holding him up in the air by his uniform and by his neck. I said, what? And Joe Staley walking off the field with his eye bleeding, blood running down. I said, every time we play the Eagles, some BS takes place. You know what I mean? See, next time, come in there and act just like they do. Don't be behaving politely. Oh, man.
Ronbo, they just a bunch of dirty. Ronbo, look, Philly, the 76ers ain't done shit in a while, from what I've heard of.
Since Iverson left.
God
well,
knows.
actually, they've been in the playoffs.
And they have playoff team, Ronbo. Let's just be real. They've underdeveloped talent that they've had.
Yeah, but they had Kevin Durant. What you can't do is get Kyrie Irving on your team. Kyrie Irving can play, but Kyrie's got some things going on that he needs to work out if he's ever going to win another championship, though.
Ronbo, they had Allen Iverson, and I think Allen Iverson Allen Iverson might be one of the greatest shooting guards to ever play the game. They still weren't able to win a championship with him.
I know.
I mean,
all I know is that Jordan Poole is
the hell is
the most well-built professional bricklayer.
Yeah, Steven, is that you?
Steven. Who is Steven?
He's talking about Jordan Poole. He called him Poole.
Jordan Poole. Hey, Draymond hit him in his face. Jordan Poole. Ronbo, Jordan Poole, you put a really beautiful girl in the front row. Jordan Poole will give you about 50 points.
And keep Draymond away from him, and he'll be okay.
Draymond didn't have to hit that boy like that.
I agree. That was uncalled for, but that's Draymond.
He could have killed that. Ronbo, come on now. Jordan Poole, he's still growing into his adult body. He's still a little wet behind the ear. He ain't have to hit that young boy like that. He ain't have to do him like that, Ronbo. He damn near killed that young boy.
Well, you notice he didn't recover the rest of the year. But fam,
he didn't, Ronbo. That's why he got traded. He knocked him stupid. He ain't got no common sense no more. Ronbo, did you not see the?
It's like, Jalen, we got to go though, fam. Jalen he hit his mute by accident again. Jalen, we got to roll. Come in and do your sign off. You might not be able to get back in.
You want me to do my sign off? All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, a message from Stephen and Rowe. Y'all have a good night. Subscribe. Thank you for joining Ronbo's 49er cast again.
Good night. Good night, Rome. That's Rome. Good night, Rome. Good night, Steven. We got
And
Tony's
who's got it better than us, Rombo?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Good night,
You guys have a great night. Like and subscribe. Enjoy the Rombo show.
Thanks, Steven. All right. Hey, Tony.
Rombo, good evening. How are you?
Tony, we've been doing with everybody like you and I do each and every time. We run around the league mashing on people. Well, it's been fun tonight. Because that's the only thing left to do between now and football season getting started.
Yes, I've been laughing the whole night. I was laughing at is it the caller that just went off? Did he
Tony?
talk about getting rid of Devo? Yes. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. You know, Tony, the thing is, there is going to become these choices soon. As to let who walk, because a lot of those guys' contracts are coming up. Debo and George are they're 2 years apart. Yeah, George's contract's coming up it got to be within the next 2 years. Ayuk is next year. You know how those choices go for who you're going to let go. Every year, a team loses the book. When you look at the Eagles losing Hargrave, they didn't mean to do that. But, it's going to happen to every team. So.
Yeah, because of salary cap, you can only keep, you can keep 1 and 2, but you can't keep 3 and 4, because of salary cap.
Yeah. So.
I was looking at the rosters, Ronbo. Guess who's going to be the starting? He's replacing Frank Clark. Charles Omenihu is going to be starting for Kansas City.
Wait, Frank Clark, isn't he still over there?
No, he's a free agent. He signed with – who did he sign with?
Oh, that's right.
He signed about – yeah, he signed with somebody. I forgot who he signed with. He was a free agent.
That's the reason why they signed. Yeah,
Yep.
That's why they signed Omenihu, because they had room.
Yep.
Frank Clark. But Frank Clark, one thing you do not want to do is lose a game to KC. Frank, he has no class whatsoever. After the game, Frank was still talking trash a week after the Super Bowl. I said, Frank.
Ronbo, that's why I didn't want him in Atlanta. They were talking about, I said, nope, we don't want any guns, being caught for guns, coming through the Atlanta airports. Plus, there's too many strip clubs for him down in Atlanta. Nope.
See, Frank has to carry a gun because as much trash as he be talking, man, somebody just want to hit him in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Don't forget about he's too big to do anything else. But, dude brings anger. So.
And that, like I said about him, and you heard about Tyreek Hill supposed to slap some type of employee on a fishing boat or something.
Yeah, I read that.
I always say this about Tyreek Hill because I said this about him years ago when he was slapping his baby mom. In a 2018 preseason game, he scored on a 73-yard bomb in a preseason game from Mahomes in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he crossed the goal line, he went over to where our crowd was, and he started twerking. And the commissioner fined him 25
didn't he get in trouble for that?
He got fined 25.
Yeah, fine. And that was just disgusting.
Yeah, so what I say about people like him and Frank Clark, you can take the person out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person.
And I still, you can't make these things up. How'd that baby's arm get broke because the mama will never break her baby's arm? He did.
Terrible,
He did that.
Yep.
He's got a bad temper.
Yeah, he does. But you know what? Would temper that off? These cornerbacks and these safeties hit his ass in the mouth. Don't be scared of his speed. You just hit him. That's why I said about C.D. Lamb, our Southern Texas boy. I mean, C.D. Lamb ain't nothing. You hit him a few times, he'll quit by halftime.
I never thought about him.
No more.
Is C.D. kind of soft? I didn't really pay that no mind.
I think he was a great college player, but he's just an average NFL player if you want to ask me. But them getting Brandon Cooks was a good move, though.
Yeah. The Cowboys might be formidable. The defense is damn good, actually. I will admit. if
the quarterback will let him.
yeah, but see, with Dak, you got an opportunity because just keep pressuring him. He'll throw it into coverage in a minute. Dak,
Oh yeah.
I think Dak he thinks he has more talent than he really has.
Yeah, exactly. And he
So-
gets a little because in football you're gonna have your ups and your downs. You got to weather the storm and just try to be consistent.
And take what the defense gives you. A lot of guys think they can perform miracles out there as quarterbacks, and they've already been shown that's not going to work. 7 out of 10 times, that's not going to work. So, you know.
No. But Ronbo, I was at that GOAT Sports chat. He's doing his different predictions. He did the NFC North, and he's got Minnesota and Detroit at 10-7 fighting. I said, oh no, in my comments. I said Green Bay gonna win that. And I started naming the whole entire starting Green Bay roster. So a couple guys clapped back at me. Jordan Love ain't gonna do. I said this ain't all about Jordan Love. He's got help around him. He's got a veteran offensive line, veteran running backs. He's got nice young receivers. They're young, but those guys are fast. They drafted. Green Bay's doing it the right way.
Yeah. You got to build that team through the draft. You've been in this campaign now as soon as Aaron left, didn't you? You know?
And that Green Bay defense with those all-pros and those first-round picks, you know, Stokes is back, the Pro Bowl corner out of Georgia. He's going to be their nickel. And then you got that other corner, Zaire Alexander. He's back. He's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Zaire. He's definitely.
I got Rasul Douglas from Philly about 3 years ago.
Who I wanted.
Who balled out.
I wanted him out of the draft. Yep, I know who Rasul is.
Yep. So they got 3 nice corners, man. Darnell Savage, the free safety, and he was a first-round pick 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay's loaded, and ain't nobody talking about him. But if you read and do your homework, you're like, damn, Aaron Rodgers left a good roster.
And Jordan Love is taking up tradition by he's already talking trash about the Bears. What did he say?
Oh, is it? Oh, he did? He said
Yeah,
about the Bears?
he went and said something to the effect of anyway, I said, Jordan Love coming in. Jordan, you just got here. You're already talking trash to the Bears. You need to beat them one time first. Because, you know, Green Bay feels like they own Chicago, right? So.
Yeah.
And they have.
And Chicago's a work in progress. Yeah, they have. They're a work in progress. It's just going to take some time. Matter of fact, their Pro Bowl tight end, Robert Tonyan, went to Chicago to go with that Cole Hamet guy out of Notre Dame 2 years ago. So they replaced Tonyan with 2 of the top 4 tight ends in the draft. See, Green Bay's smart. They like the 49ers. Y'all smart. Y'all know how to draft.
Yeah, because otherwise you end up running into a brick wall at some point. And the Rams, I always love using for that example. You cannot keep getting rid of all your picks. It's going to eventually bite you in the ass. And you're hiring all those mercenaries. The money's going to run out. You got one more year you can finagle and do this and do that to the roster. But after that, you're driving into a dark hole. So, you know, that, and fans can say, well, I'd rather drive into a dark hole. If I could get one Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Let's see, like Jalen always says about Gene D and the Hawks. 10 years were coming on, Tony, since the Hawks won that Super Bowl. As soon as they won that Super Bowl, all the Hawks did to the 49er fans is, hey, so how you guys got it? You guys did any polish or wax to get that tarnish off them 49er trophies? You know, they was going on and on, right? Here we go, a decade has passed by, and they're still setting on one.
Yeah, and how do the Hawks not have a dynasty, Ronbo?
Yeah.
On the 1 yard line, Lynch, if they had a first and goal at the 5, he just got you 4 yards on first down.
Yeah.
And then you get cute. You want to get in the shotgun.
No. You remember what happened on that, because they didn't want Marshawn Lynch diving into the end zone, grabbing his crotch. You know, there are times when you have to weigh the values. Do you want the Super Bowl? What Lynch does is going to wear off in a few seconds. If you wear that, when you win that second trophy, that's not going to wear off for years. So let Marshawn do it. Because nobody's going to stop him 1 yard away. Nobody. There is nothing on earth that's going to stop Marshawn Lynch from gaining 1 yard into the end zone. It's not going to. Not at that time.
How come? Let's do this then, Ronbo. They want to get the ball to Marshawn Lynch, get up under center, and have Russell Wilson sneak it.
Do a sneak. No.
Yeah.
We're going to throw the ball.
And I can't talk because of what my Falcons did after Julio's catch with the ball at the 22-yard line. First down, we did give it to Devontae Freeman on first down. He lost the yard. Now it's 2nd and 11 at the 23. You know the defense is tired. Just run the ball 2 more times, kick the field goal, you up 31-20, game over.
Yeah.
There will be no overtime. So I can't really laugh.
You got to trust the offensive line sometimes, even when you have doubt in them. Trust them. They'll eat that up and take it for energy, and they will mow the lawn. They will get those guys in. You know? And you guys had Alex Mack. Well, you guys had some premium offensive linemen back then too. So.
Yep. Alan Levitre, who's now retired. Alex Mack. Jake Matthews was our left tackle, still there.
So yeah.
Ryan Safer, who's retired, was our right tackle. Yeah, just run the ball. It's everybody tired, man. Run the ball. Who's to say the Freeman wouldn't have broke for like 7, 8 yards on 2nd or 3rd down? Who's to say he wouldn't? And if he don't, so what?
Yeah, because I've seen Devontae so many times run that play, that Shanahan play, where they fake like they're going to hit the pile, and Devontae sprinted to the side. I see. That's how you do it. You drew everybody in, and that 1 or 2 guys on the outside, they'll never catch him. Touchdown.
So, Ronbo, what do you think about – let's talk about Seattle for a minute. At that Seattle channel, the guys – I asked them a question. I went in there and asked the question finally. I said, y'all, I'm a Atlanta Falcons fan. What do you think your chances of overtaking the 49ers? He says he thinks Seattle has a 42% chance of winning that division, but he said the Niners are still the class of the division, but he thinks that 42% can change and go up. At least he was honest.
Were you talking to Norb, Cam?
No, this guy, what's his name? I can't think of the name. His name is Brandon.
Okay.
I don't know the channel. His name is Brandon.
Yeah, you know, he's 42%. Because, and Tony, that exists in every division too, even the Chiefs. There is that possibility that things could go south. Injuries and such could take over a team. Any number of things can happen where you can't really be fully effective for 17 weeks. The football season is grueling. It's all a war of attrition. Whoever gets to the finish line with the most healthy bodies is usually going to win it. It's between
That's
the good
the whole
teams.
key you got to stay healthy. Because the year we went to the Super Bowl, our starting offensive line didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
And Alex Mack broke a little bone in his ankle in the championship game, but as you see, he played the Super Bowl.
See, that's the heart and soul of a football player. You know, you play through the pain. You got to play through pain as a football player. And especially linemen, guys that play the trenches, ooh, they've got to have a threshold for pain.
Got to have that cohesion on that line.
And they need to expect to get it done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ronbo, that AFC, and we talked about this before, it's like the wild, wild west. It really is. In each division, except the South, Jacksonville's going to win that South.
Yeah.
But the other divisions, don't be surprised if Denver get up in there and do a little something. They spend a lot of money in free agency, too. You know, getting McGlinchey. Yeah. They got Ben Towers, Baltimore's left guard. Cortland Sutton, the wide receivers back. Watch out for Denver. They sneaky because you got Sean Payton there.
Well, there's it right there. Right there. Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Putting all that together.
Denver's got some good defensive players.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that defense is just. I mean, they are ridiculous. If you give them a lead, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. You get Randy Gregory to quit smoking the weed because marijuana is legal.
Randy Gregory's got a whole room stocked up, probably nothing but plants. So yeah, he ain't gonna stop that. So the AFC, Mahomes is not a shoe-in, and then you got the Jets. Tony, are they the team that's going to succeed through when the dust settles? Is it going to be the Jets in the Super Bowl?
They're going to get a wild card, and that's all I'm committed to right now. Buffalo's going to win that division. Because Ronbo, you said this, Ronbo, Miami sneaky. Even though I don't like Tua. That defense, man, with those two former first rounders on the outside, Chubb, and the kid from Miami, I forgot his name, outside linebacker, they can rush the passer.
True. But the problem is, and I have to go along with Stephen A. on this, that team would be right in the thick of things, but can Tua endure an entire season? Because we're talking about a guy who almost lost his life last year, fam. How many hits can he take this year?
Yeah, we're talking a long season here.
So, and they don't have a second-string quarterback to go in there and do what Tua does.
Actually, do you remember the second-string quarterback or third from the Jets, Mike White, the one that beat Cincinnati a couple of years? He signed with them.
He signed with Miami? Well.
Yeah, he left the Jets.
Okay. Maybe. But for them to be the most effective, Tua's got to be on the field. They were like poetry in motion once they got together. I mean, he's got two of the best receivers in the game with the highest. I mean, them dudes can run. I mean, we don't like Tyreek, but that fool can run. And he's got Waddle next to him.
And now they got Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, who calls himself chosen now. He's a number 3 wide receiver. He's an excellent receiver.
Robbie Anderson.
So they got together.
Another 4-3. That Robbie Anderson?
Yep.
Oh.
Robbie Anderson. He's their number 3 receiver.
God.
Good offensive line with Teron Armstead, the former Saint, Eichenberg, who I wanted us to draft out of Notre Dame, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, who I wanted us to draft out of Robert Hunt. He used to block for Elijah Mitchell at Louisiana Lafayette.
I'm just glad they're over there. Right there. Tony, you and I both can appreciate the fact that they're over there killing each other. Only one of them can come out.
Yep.
So don't and probably don't take New England all the way out of this. Watch something happen there. I can't imagine Belichick going for 4 years of nothing but getting his butt handed to him. I can't imagine that.
I don't see them doing much, Ronbo. I really don't.
Do you see D-Hop signing with him at some point? Because I don't know if D-Hop's going to get the money.
No, not with them. I don't know where he's going to end up. I think Cleveland's a perfect fit for D-Hop.
It is.
And whether he goes there, we'll see. And don't be surprised if Baltimore try to get him also. So,
ooh.
But Ronbo, I'm going to keep something real quick. Here's the Jets schedule, Ronbo. Week 1 at home against Buffalo. Week 2 at Dallas, like we talked about. Week 3 at home against New England. Week 4 at home against Kansas City. Week 5 at Denver. Week 6 at home against Philly. Then they're bye.
Wait a minute.
That's a tough 6 weeks.
Whose schedule is this?
The Jets.
Oh, that's the Jets schedule? Oh,
yeah.
The entire NFL community, what am I saying? The entire football community is going to be watching those games. And if he slips up more than once, the New York media is going to barbecue him, number 1. And number 2, everyone's going to say, see, Aaron, you went over there and you got everything all assembled and designed to your desire. And what's happening? You're 3-2. And he'll do his thing,
Could be worse, Ronbo. Like we both said, Denver no slouch. They got to go to Denver. They got to go to Dallas.
Yeah.
Then they got Buffalo, New England, Kansas City, and Philly at home.
That offense has got to gel too, right? And that's why I can't wait, Aaron. You get. I know what you're gonna do next. Relax. Ain't nobody relaxing. This ain't Green Bay.
Breaking up their receiver group, bringing his guys in. We're gonna see what happens.
Oh, Tony, hopefully you get that guy you're looking for off that team.
Corey Davis.
Yeah.
Corey Davis.
Anyway, Tony.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go. I'll be back later on the week. I'm not sure which day, but I'll be looking for you later.
Yeah, and we'll do some Geno Smith talk. I want to dissect Seattle a little bit. That run defense, Ronbo, I still don't see it.
With his overrated ass.
Yeah.
Geno had one great year. Okay, let's not overreact. Let him do it twice, and then I'll say, okay, yeah, Geno's the man. God. All right,
Mike Jones, the defensive tackle from Denver, that was a good pick, but signing. But that run defense, Ronbo, I don't see it. And on that note, I'll talk to you later in the week.
Right,
I don't see it, Ronbo.
Me neither.
Take care.
You know? All right, Tony, have a great night. All right, there he goes.
Take care.
Tony. Oh, God. You know, for a time that we don't have anything to do, we find a way, don't we? It's getting late. I couldn't stay. I gotta go do something for my throat. Hey, so I'll see you later on in the week. I'm not sure which day though. It seems like I got a lot to do here that I can't get around. But the season hasn't started yet, so you know if you're like me, you got some things that people are giving you. Hey, you gonna handle that today or not? No, I will. You're gonna do your podcast today. No, I said I get it done. Okay, so you know, bam. Have a great night, wonderful week.